welcome everyone. Let's open the meeting with the Pledge of Allegiance. I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call.
Dunbar.
Present.
He's a present. I don't, Zimmer.
Here.
Mazer.
Here.
Sofa.
Here.
Weaver.
Here.
Wayram.
Here.
Verdana.
Here.
I don't have my list. I don't have nothing. I don't know.
No worries.
That's okay.
Sounds like a regular workshop, like you do your planning. I mean, your DPW on that. So.
All right, so I don't think we need to amend the agenda. Just adoption of the agenda.
Motion we adopt the agenda as presented.
Support.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, citizen comments. Kevin?
Eric.
Sager.
All right. Reports from city officials. I mean, we're gonna be doing that already, so.
No.
Anything for you?
Mm-mm.
Okay. All right, let's jump right into the workshop. So the last city council meeting, I did write down a few things that I wanted to at least touch on. And we can add to this if anybody has any other things. I have Potter Street House, Lions Hall review, planning bylaws, twice a month council meetings, I know that was brought up, planning, zoning appointees, the flagpole, code enforcement officer, and rental inspections.
Quite a list.
That's quite a list, yes.
Anyone else?
Anyone have anything to add?
I mean, there was a couple things that I would like to touch on, but I'm assuming they'll naturally come up in conversation. But bullet points, it would be, I think it'd be nice to get agendas, minutes, and our budget on the website. That way we don't have to get people.
Aren't the minutes on the website?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they're on there.
Why did we get requests for them the other day then?
Because she doesn't post them until
They
they
gotta be
are
approved first.
approved
Okay.
at the
I'm
next
not gonna put a
council
draft
meeting.
up there and then you
Okay.
don't approve
They just
it.
have to be approved.
But the budget is not, correct?
The budget is not up there.
I think that would be a
Easy
nice,
enough.
yeah, including, we can have a budget tab, so people can review this year's
Just
budget.
scan
Okay, so
in
why don't we
PDF.
just put,
So-
why don't we just put website?
Yeah,
Yeah,
website,
the big thing is we can't vote on anything, so
Correct.
whatever we talk about, we have to say, let's carry that to council for a vote, or to our meeting for a
Or
vote,
it
or
goes,
something.
or it gets pushed
To
to
the
a
committees.
committee.
Yep.
correct.
Because the idea here is that we need to talk about stuff, not bring stuff to city council to have a huge discussion. It needs to go through the committees, and the committees need to come and bring it to council with a recommendation
Mhm.
or a way forward. They need to do the little bit of legwork ahead of time. That's the whole plan.
And then
Anything else?
community involvement, I guess would be my other one.
Okay, anyone else?
I had, when the public talks and gives their comments, they never get addressed or answered or anything. I think if there's an answer to any of the things that they say, whether they're false or true, I think we should respond to it the next meeting, just make a note of it. The other thing is for BMJ, for the lawsuit. I know we probably can't talk about the lawsuit, but I have a question on it.
Okay.
And I'd like to know what the statewide final inspection, who's responsible for that? Who's gonna do it?
That's on there.
Yeah, the final construction review.
Okay, I know a lot of the stuff you said.
Mm-hmm.
Master plan update,
Well, that's going to planning tomorrow, so.
okay, and, if we're gonna work on changing the ordinances, especially the road width, because statewide might eventually come back someday, who knows? And kind of, you said city participation, and I just wondered about in the, for the Memphis Days, if City Hall wanted to do anything. I had just one little idea of it. And we talked about, has anybody asked the guy across the street about parking in his lot? And everybody says, no, no, no. Well,
I think Donna did.
Yeah, she kind of did, but I just want to double check to see if she.
I didn't ask him for meetings and everything, I just said, he told me people were parking there for meetings. And he said, I'm not upset that they're using it, but I was never even asked. So all I said was, well, I'm gonna ask you now, can I
So-
use it for elections? And he said, yes.
Yeah, and
So
I think
just
you
for
need to have
elections,
something in writing.
Well, we should go, he wants somebody to go, and I don't know.
Okay.
Could be me if you would want, but.
Something in writing would
And
be
something
good for
in writing.
liability purposes and something
Or just if it
maybe.
gets bad or something.
We could send a letter from the mayor. That's the easiest thing.
Definitely.
So if somebody gets hurt on his property, it's actually on us.
Right, which it should be. It shouldn't be on him, like if that was the case.
And yeah, the rest is Blight and Potter and Henley and so, other than that, I'm good.
Okay.
To be honest, we haven't need no parking right now.
No,
And
But
this
it's-
is usually how it
I would-
always is
I would-
unless
But
it's
it's better to
election or
have it
public
than-
I don't
hearing.
know if we could do it because the resources might not be here, but water bills. Because I know it's been brought up a few times before that we have a lot of people that just don't pay their water bills and they're delinquent. What do we do about that kind of thing?
Oh, we're supposed to be shutting it
There's
off.
gotta be
but
there's gotta be something laid out in our ordinances to address it, so what's
Okay.
going on, you know?
it does. Doesn't it say they shut them off?
They are supposed to shut them off.
Are we doing that?
Okay,
That's
no,
what I
well,
wanna
let's not discuss right now,
I know.
so.
know. No, just bringing up my
Yeah,
topic.
delinquent, that's, I'm writing it in there, so, okay. All right. I think that's good enough for today.
I don't think there's enough.
Yeah. Okay, Powder Street House.
Letter was sent,
Letter was sent in March,
Mark what?
I don't know. I was just told today it was sent in March.
And it's supposed to be 60
60
days and now
days,
it's
so it's
June.
30 days, I believe. But here's the thing, that was the third letter. So what we normally do is go to the police and tell him to write him a ticket. He's not gonna pay a ticket because he doesn't have no money. So we're gonna spend money on an attorney and everything. I don't know what to do.
I thought the letter said you have 60 days.
Are you talking about that's for
No, we're talking
the
about.
grass?
No,
No, no.
Powder Street.
Oh, the burn house.
house.
Oh, I think the grass house is worse.
No.
That is July 1st.
Okay,
He's got till July 1st.
Okay, alright.
okay,
Didn't he
so,
tell you he's not?
And he's not
He's
doing
not
it,
fighting
so
it,
Bart's
or-
gonna
The
have to
first
do it.
time,
and
I mean,
we're
the
gonna
first time
add
I
that
talked to him,
bill
yeah,
and
he told me he
follow that.
agrees, it needs to be torn down.
Follow the,
Haven't heard from him since.
it's spelled out in the ordinance how that all works anyway, so there's no,
Yeah.
it is, what it's-
well, who's responsible, who, so like,
Bart.
July 1st, so then Bart has a task,
he's gotta
Correct.
tear it down.
okay.
Yeah,
Can
because
come up with a cost and then apply that bill, if he's not gonna pay it, it gets applied to his taxes.
So
It's
Wednesday.
as a lien,
So
not as a
Wednesday,
tax.
we can call Barton, ask him if he's on
Wednesday, like tomorrow, do you mean?
a week from Wednesday.
No, July 1st.
July 1st.
That's,
That's a-
this is
That's
only
like-
June 9th.
Yeah. Oh, I'm,
Scared me.
Bobby, let's not. It just
Oh, I
got
want
to
someone to
June.
last a little
I
longer.
need some appointments this morning. That's my first week free.
We're
so
still in
I'm not-
June.
Yeah, you're right. July 1st.
Okay.
Okay.
So that's cool.
And the city council meeting in July is on the 7th, so we should have an update on that at the council meeting.
Okay.
Please, if we can request that from Bart. Okay. Lions Hall review.
Technically, youth center.
Huh?
Technically youth center. The youth center, the Lions Club meets
Yeah,
at the youth center.
at the youth center, so. So there's a little bit. So we have the lease agreement payment from the Lions is $1, which we have that from, was paid January for 2026. the monies that I got was, there was the Lions rentals paid 1,505 on their proceeds on July of 2025. So that was the 20% of the rentals.
2025. Didn't they just send? I
Huh?
thought they just sent one.
I believe so.
Hmm?
I believe so.
This is dated 7/1/2025.
We used to get one a year only,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, but you haven't gotten 2026s yet? Or whatever this,
When did they send it?
I don't know, Judy said she wrote the check just recently.
Oh, then maybe it just came here yet.
I was under the understanding that that was voluntarily sent.
No, it is in the
Part of the
lease.
It's part of the
It's
lease.
part of the
The
lease.
lease states.
I thought she said that they sent it because they knew it was having a hard year.
Oh, that's how it
No.
started.
Well, yeah,
Oh,
so
and then
this
it was
is
put into the
item
lease?
7 of the lease.
The city needed money.
Item 7 of the lease says the tenant shall pay 20% to be negotiated yearly of all rentals to partially defray the cost of utilities.
I will say, there's a memorandum from Mr. Wilson from 2019 where he talks about the balance of, the utilities had never been paid from the Lions Club, and it would totaled like $130,000 over the course of his years. And he recommended amending the lease to change from the Lions being responsible to cover the utilities to sharing 20% of the profit.
The lease was re-signed in 21, I believe.
No, 19.
That was-
6/26/19.
Oh, 19, okay.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I don't know necessarily what the
then-
2017 voluntary was.
Well,
Because the
that's-
city was needed.
Yeah, there is a memo dated April 1st of 19 from Larry Wilson with his recommendations, that is in here too, but the actual lease, I guess they came to an agreement. And Eric, you're on this, so you signed this, so.
Well, yeah, but you have to remember that the money that they collect can only go to the community and if somebody needs help.
Oh, we're
So
not
even-
talking about any of the
No, no,
money
I know,
that
I'm
they
just-
collect.
I'm just saying that you're never gonna get the money that I'm sure the Lions Club is owed, because they can't use that money for that purpose. Everything that goes to the club has to be like donations by the members. Right, Jason? Yeah.
So the only way Lions can raise money, to do the things that they've done in the hall, to make the improvements on that building, over the years, new furnaces, new ACs, paint, roofs, everything that's ever been done there, the city's never paid for it.
Right.
Everything that the Lions have ever done there has to be raised by the Lions with the Lions money. Unless we get a grant or something like that specifically addresses those things, but that's only happened one time. And, but usually, I mean, we don't, so you have an administrative fund and a charitable fund. Any money raised from the public has to go charitable, and it can't be used even to buy toilet paper for the hall. So you have to have a fund, and it's generally the Lions Club dues members. Actually, when we sell the ads for the Goodfellows paper, we're allowed to use that. I don't know how it works, but the head honchos over at Lions Club International said when you sell the ads, you can use that. That generally, it's hard to do. I work months and months on these ads, and that generally is our budget to maintain that building, and they do everything with that amount. And it's I mean, he's been hall manager over there before. You got to buy cleaning supplies, toilet paper, everything like that. You know, it's
Right.
everything that goes into it. There's only one way to raise that money. If it's from the public, it got to go back to the public. The only thing is selling those ads and any donations that we get that are specifically earmarked like that, which doesn't really happen. But yeah, I don't even know how they've been able to do it over the years.
What did you raise this last year? Jason, I know you did pretty good the last couple of years doing that. Was it a couple $1,000 or was it more
On
than that?
what?
The paper ads.
The paper ads, 2025 was $2,893.
And that was basically our budget to do anything with that building, so that's what bought anything that got used there, so.
Like what you make on a car show. that
That's
goes to
charitable,
charity.
yeah. And that goes to, I don't know if anybody pays any attention, we do, I think 65 giant food baskets,
Well, we're not
every year.
talking about any of that, but we're just talking about the rentals of the building.
Yeah,
That's all we're talking about.
she is,
I know, but,
it's an open forum,
I know, but we keep, we keep,
it's an open forum.
I got it, but we wanna focus on the rentals.
Okay, what about it? You get 20%?
So it says 2024-25 rentals, totals rental income was $7,525.
You got 20% of that?
20% was 1,505, 50% it just says hall, which was $3,762.50. And 30% went to taxes and repairs, $2,257.50. So that's all we're really looking at is these figures right here.
Can we get copies of that?
Yep.
I got a question, like, when is your year? Does it go
Our
January to
our year
January?
is July 2.
July 2, okay.
Mhm.
So
Our
why
year
are we
starts
getting a
in July
check
2.
now and
Huh?
not like in July after the year's been done? Why are we getting a check now on the hall rental and not like in
I
July?
don't know.
End of the year, that's when you figure out
Yeah,
how
but
much money you
it
make.
just says July is the beginning of the year.
But you wouldn't know until you go through the year how much money you make.
Right, and it's only,
The end of
June.
the fiscal year is
I believe it's,
now.
I believe
Should
it's
be
July.
June
Should
30th.
be
The
June
previous
30th.
It may not be, I
12
might be wrong, I don't really know.
You know, for 10,
I've never
12
been
years,
treasurer
that's.
or
right, but I'm saying you might have somebody rent the hall for the next 2 weeks.
For graduations, yeah.
I'm sure that it rolls over into an
Yeah, you
escrow, I mean,
We just do a 12-month, whatever it is, but I don't know, I've
Because
never
there's been
treasurer.
times, and I'm not saying Judy, but there's been times I've got it in January before. So I just wanna know when are we supposed to expect it, that way I know every year,
Okay, yeah.
that's all.
We can ask at the next meeting. I can
Yeah,
find
just
out
if
and
you
just
would.
make sure that it's done at the same month every year.
I think down in general it was.
What would
like
work best
you
for the
shoot
city
the
for
end of
something like
June,
that?
Whatever we had, we would multiply it by.
What would work
0.20.
best for the city? Would you like it before
Oh.
the city does the budget or after, you know?
That don't matter,
Okay.
because it'll be
However
different
it works
every
for the
year,
bookkeeping, you know what I
so.
mean?
So, and Julia said she's, July 1st, she sent in a check. So she is
Okay,
waiting
so
till-
July, all
she's
right.
waiting
She
till
did
the
not
end of
send it
June,
yet.
just to take that into account.
Okay.
So in the letter that Larry sent, I believe it says in here that approximate value for utilities is 3,500 and last year was what, 5,500? So I mean, if there's an increase in utilities, why wouldn't we have a conversation about contribution increases?
Percentage change?
Yeah, potentially, or just a conversation, I'm not saying we
Yeah,
have
no,
to do
yeah.
that, but it's just a conversation. So if utilities go up $2,000 for, should the city eat that entire cost? That's all, like, I think that's the crux of this, right?
Right.
So if Larry figured this out in 2019, it was 3,500, and this year it's 5,500, it's a $2,000 difference.
Right.
Yeah, shit's gone up, man. That's
Right.
for sure. I know I hold it.
Right. So if it's, like, it's just a conversation to have
Right.
as a responsible,
So I think the thing we're missing is the total during this time of all of the utilities.
the utility costs
Yeah.
during, so this was for.
This was July 2024 through June 2025.
Right. So that would have been last year's budget, right? Well, we would.
Well, it doesn't
or
matter the
audit.
budget, I
Audit.
mean, it's
Yeah,
just the actual costs.
it would have been the audit. Yeah.
Well, just the actual costs.
Which I would I'm just imagining would be around that 5,000 number if that's what we
Probably, yeah,
budgeted.
but they all went up, yeah.
Right, if we
Right.
budgeted
Mm-hmm.
for 26 to be at or similar,
Mm-hmm.
it would make sense that 24, 25 was around that number. We should find out exact numbers, I'm not
Right.
saying use approximations, but we should find that out.
What would the next step be? Set up a formal meeting with Alliance each year with advisory?
I have to imagine based on conversations, the Lions is not gonna jump to increase their contribution amount.
I mean, if you wanna open negotiations, we can do that. But there's things on the city side that we're gonna be talking about too.
Such as? I mean, I think we should have
Use
these
of the hall.
What do you mean use of the hall?
Parks and Rec uses all the
Overflow
lines.
meetings.
Really? That is one curiosity I have, is like, what is the breakdown of usage?
Well, I'm saying, we will bring
So not,
those
not all
issues to the
city.
table too, if you wanna start renegotiating. Then we're gonna put all, we will get our facts in a row. Because the majority of that use, that hall is for the public. For soccer, for baseball, for the car shows we do and everything else. And, you know, we clean up after all that stuff. So I'm just saying, that's the conversation.
Yeah,
It's not a one-way street here. If you want to open negotiations, we're glad to do it.
I don't, so I think there's a lot of issues with this whole, like, it always feels like the Lions against the city, and I don't understand that thought process.
I feel the opposite, actually.
Yeah, I do too.
Just to ask questions.
We're not adversaries here, and the Lions have never been that way.
I mean, I will.
Not
tell you,
for 25 years, Tim.
Just as an
I'm not-
example, one. That this is, what is this? Oh, what do you call, Chamber of Commerce is the car show?
Yeah.
Okay. Chamber of Commerce is car show, that's the Scouts. This
Yeah,
here.
but that
Yeah,
car show
the car
is
show is in
50%
the
you
building.
guys.
Yeah.
No, I'm just saying,
Right.
these aren't rentals,
So,
we're not making
like,
money off
Right,
of
right.
But 1 month
Okay.
of calendar doesn't tell me
You
what the
want-
entire year is. I'm just
I
curious.
can show you,
I'm trying
12,
to-
you can go online and look at all 12.
Is it?
They're available, yes.
Okay,
They're
I mean, that's fine, but I'm not gonna go
Yeah.
through and calculate all 12
That's an
months.
entire week of Parks and Rec.
Sure, but
In
that's what
one
I'm
month.
saying, you, like, this is what I mean about the defensiveness
I'm
of the
not, I'm
Lions.
showing you
That's
something.
it, Tim. We're just trying to bring facts out. How are we gonna talk about
You
it? if we
seriously
don't
just
put
asked me
facts out
how
on
the
the
city
table?
uses
and
it. I'm showing you.
You're not telling me it's confrontational to pull out your phone and be like, this month, this is what we're doing.
You
You're
asked
not-
the question, these are
Right.
answers to your question, dude.
But that doesn't tell me
Easter
anything.
eggs,
So
huh?
what is the percentage? Tell me the percentage of use for the year that the Lions
We
use
can
it,
figure
the
that
Chamber
out. I
uses
mean,
it.
if you wanna.
That's
we'll
what I
break it
mean.
down.
Like,
If you wanna
that is
know
what
what's-
we
He's
need
just
to
trying
do.
to
wanna
give
know
you a
what's
general
community?
idea, we're just trying to put some information, this is what this is for, right? A discussion on each one of these topics.
Absolutely,
This is
It's not just the Lions,
This is.
so we're just
it's the
putting
city,
information out.
And
We're
I'm just
not-
showing you where the city
Sure.
uses the hall
Right.
and the grounds. And the grounds are not part of the lease.
I wish people fought for the city as much as they fought for the Lions. That's all I'm saying.
Who do you think,
That's
who do
all
you
I'm
think the
saying.
Lions, it is the city, Tim.
Okay.
It
I
is the
just don't
It's
understand
not
this
two different
defensiveness.
entities. What we do at the Lions and what the
It is
World
two
War II
different entities,
generation
but-
It
since
is two
time
different
they've been
entities.
there is to do things for, as Jason said, it was the youth center. There was not even a baseball, there was nothing there until those guys put that building up. And they did it with the idea of, we do it for the community.
I
Not
don't,
the Lions.
but, so here's the thing, as a responsible city council and government, it is not irrelevant for us to ask questions about
It
constituent.
isn't, it's not
funds.
irrelevant, it's
Why
supposed
you
to
mad when
answer
I'm
your
trying to
questions.
answer?
Right, but that's not an answer, that's just look at my phone, look at this calendar. Like, it's
You
not
asked me
an
how the
answer.
city uses the hall.
I asked for a percentage breakdown of
Oh, I'm gonna
usage.
give you that right now.
Well, that's what, I'm not asking for it right now, this is just a, you're saying it's a
It's part
conversation.
of the conversation,
Why
is it
can't I,
not?
yeah, right, but
Well,
why can't I ask
then let
those
them answer you.
questions? But that doesn't answer it.
I think a yearly breakdown
Right,
for the
like,
past 2 years
that's
or
all.
something, I think that's
I
more
don't think it's
reasonable.
what?
unreasonable to ask
Just the
that.
percentage use of what the city
The
used.
actual city or community, does that, I mean.
Maybe can you break it down to all three? City use, community use, and then just rental
Yeah,
usage?
like, I don't
Well, we
think
get the dog
that
walkers,
is
with the
unreasonable.
storybook trail.
What's the
Let's
dog
throw
walkers?
all
That's not our.
What
Okay,
is
so
that?
you
That's
got
Walk
the
the
not
dog
our-
there all the
But the
time.
storybook
Yeah,
trail
community.
isn't part of the, if I'm not mistaken, the
It's
storybook
not
trail
that.
isn't part of the city
No, it's
property,
not.
right?
No.
The trash pickup.
Is there
But that's
gonna,
not
all
part
right.
of the
do
city
you guys
property.
have power out in the pavilion?
Yeah, there's power up in the building.
And is that on the city's budget too?
I believe so.
Do
I
they
don't
need
think it's
to?
separate. I think it should be separately metered now that we've done now that we've done some upgrades out there and some things and it might get used a little more. Usually it was basic, just lights, you know, here and there when there was an event back there. So there wasn't
there-
a lot of power being drawn.
So the note I have
Um,
is,
The
there is no electrical hookup, new electrical hookup for the the
No,
kitchen
there's
out there.
nothing new
The
out
only
there.
electricity out there is what has already,
Yep.
has always been.
Okay.
Just like so.
But that is coming off of the building, so that
Mhm.
is.
Yeah, and also from that box out there, that's also what powers the pitching machines for the ball diamonds too. So there's a bunch of mixed use stuff out there, really just how they did it in the 50s is, I mean, it was built as a place for athletics, for school, when the
Right.
school didn't have it, you know. So you wanna break down of
Yeah, because
community
my
use?
thinking is, and Ken, you can tell me, if the Lions only uses 15% of the field, then they should only pay, like, I'm not saying to just increase, like,
Right.
it's a smart financial decision for the city to understand.
Community, general community.
Right.
You
So
guys-
the,
you
the
like- you guys
boys
want
club.
General community, like
No.
Boy Scouts, AYSO, anything else that.
No,
But
they
that,
don't.
the
No, they
AYSO property where the soccer is played is not the city property, is it?
No, but
So what would that
No,
matter?
we're just
What would
talking
be the
about,
relevance
we're
of
just
that?
talking about the building
The
itself.
building itself and, like, the usage of the building.
well,
So how would, and just a
Scouts are
question,
once a week in there,
What's
plus
that?
all their other activities, in the building.
city is, or soccer?
Scouts,
Scouts, yeah.
two scout troops, the adventurers and the regular,
yeah.
three, excuse me.
no, two. The,
Yeah,
Community use.
Cubs use the
Yeah, so
Community
that,
So
use.
community
City
use,
use. And then
actual
Lions.
city use.
Correct.
so that'd be like Parks and Rec.
Parks and
Parks and
Rec.
Rec.
Commerce.
Oh, we have a meeting there.
Well, would Chamber of Commerce
Music in
really
the park, we
be
open up the building
city?
for
It wouldn't
bathrooms.
be
No, that's
city.
community.
It's community, right? Yeah.
well, the Chamber of Commerce is not doing anything in the building. They're-
Oh, fair. Yeah, I
The
don't
car
think,
show's all out.
outside,
Yeah.
yeah. And soccer, does soccer do anything in the building? Does AYSO?
Well, the
We always
building.
make it available
Just for-
to picture day.
Yeah, but we're splitting the cost of that, so
bad
that's
weather.
kind of, yeah, that's.
So
The
we
DJ
go
for
on our way to
the
open the hall for
car show
anybody,
will be
anytime
using
they need it.
electricity.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear you.
I'm sorry. The DJ for the car show will be using electricity.
Right, so that would go under community.
You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
Right.
So,
Yeah, I just think it like makes sense that like if the Lions are 10% of the usage, why are they paying 20% of the utilities?
Right.
Like
Oh,
it
yeah,
goes
I'll
both
agree with
ways.
that, I'm willing to go down on that 20%.
Absolutely, I think that would make sense too, it should go both ways, I'm not just trying to
It's
get
not
more
really-
money,
No, the whole
but
thing is
I think
that,
it's just
yeah,
understanding, that's all.
the lease says it should be negotiated yearly, that's all, that's all we want. We wanna have a clear understanding of what, I mean, I'm signing the checks, I'm signing the electric, I'm signing the gas, and I'm like, this is, it's, you know, we have to be good stewards of the city's money.
And I think something that probably could be done now that, we have this tech now, I don't see why we couldn't get, like a smart thermostat over there or something along those
Absolutely.
lines. Cause really when, if people turn it up and then they leave and don't turn it down,
I agree.
that's a drain and nobody catches it till somebody comes in the next day. It might be nice for the hall manager to say, hey, nobody's there.
I agree.
You know what I
think
mean?
that's
When there's a
good idea.
rental, you let the people, cause it's hot.
I just did that,
on
Jason,
AC.
for our church, and it's not that expensive. And
It's
you
not
can-
that expensive, and
that was-
maybe that
was
can
5
defray some of those
different
costs and be
zones.
an
We only got
easy-
2 there.
easy,
Yeah, cost savings.
way to,
I think a couple $100 for smart thermostats would go a long way.
I think
I'd be
it would,
all
I think
for it.
that'd be a
Well,
big
it'd be a little
help.
bit more than that.
And I
You don't want
truly,
a regular technician to come out there,
Sure.
not come out there for $200.
Right,
Yeah,
no,
no,
I
there's-
understand, I'm just
that's
like,
homeowner
I'm
stuff.
saying,
But amortized over a period of time,
I think it's a
I
good
I
step.
can give you the figures that it came out of the church that I attended, it's pretty astronomical over a period of a number of years.
so, worth looking
And
into
you
for
have the
sure,
money,
right? That's that, and then we could,
Because that would
how are we
reduce costs
doing
for
next year?
everyone.
Yeah, how are we doing next year, like,
Right.
wow.
Right.
I
After we-
think use the tools that are available to us to be
And they just,
as
you know,
efficient and
it's-
smart as possible, I
that-
agree.
that's-
Okay, so the
and we have
outstanding,
Wi-Fi out
the
there now, too,
outstanding
which we never
items
did before.
for the Lions is, getting the.
That's not a utility, this is.
Yearly
Usage,
breakdown, yeah.
usage breakdown, and then also getting
Could be
the
negotiated into it.
the
I'm not opposed to it,
yearly
I just
totals
wanna
for
understand.
the utilities. Can we do that, Donna? Can-
She could get the total for utilities, right?
Yeah,
And
Let's just have
I'll
it.
try to work with, I guess it would be Joe Phillips, cause he's the hall manager now, but everything, every time the hall's being used for anything, the Lions Club website, if you go to hall rental, there's a calendar. And it'll tell you, when you just see a name, like just somebody's name, that usually means it's a rental. But it doesn't always mean it's a rental, because we do, the Lions does
Well,
offer.
so she already has the rental income based on each month,
Okay.
so.
I think you were talking about
That's
the
just rental
percentage
income,
though,
but
usage,
like,
right?
like some things, okay, so if you're a resident, or I think we do it, like if you fall within the school district and you have a death in the family, you can use the hall for free to have your funeral luncheon or memorial service or anything like that. We don't charge anything for that.
Right, which is great, you know,
It's just, you know, straight up community.
Being there for the
Those things sometimes make it to the calendar, but sometimes they're last minute and don't. So kind of just have to see, except like I said, sometimes those things just don't make it to the calendar because they're.
And we take it
they're-
off the calendar for during, food drive.
Yeah.
And doing the baskets, cause all the food.
Yeah, there's a lot of times
do
where we
not
make the
have
hall not
a
available.
full 52 weeks where it's available, because we block that out for other
Yeah,
community
well,
issues.
there's, you know, there's things that go on there that we're like, well, we can't rent it out
Well, then
because there's something going on.
when you provide free memorials, you don't charge them anything, but it still costs a Lions, because somebody's gotta come in and clean
Yeah,
it up.
yeah, we take care
Every
of it.
So
time
you
someone
do it
used the
for
hall, the
free,
dozen
and
years I took care of it,
It's
I
a-
over clean it, you know,
it's a
if you wanna keep it
public
nice, you gotta
service,
clean it
really.
every time it's used, every time.
It's a service, that's all.
When mom passed away and we used the Lions Hall for her dinner after the funeral, it was the man that lives on Church Street,
Bob Burkett?
nope, past Tammy. That man
Ed
was
Zwiesel.
the Zwiesel, Mr.
Zwiesel.
Zwiesel, was the one
Yeah.
that gave me the keys and let me have the hall and asked for a $50 cleanup fee,
Yeah, we usually don't have.
which was amazing. I mean, because we didn't have to pay to use the hall because mom was a resident. And then $50 to clean the hall was,
Yeah,
that was easy, you know what I'm saying?
yeah.
That was rare, Ed wasn't there that long, that was never my practice,
Oh.
nor has it been.
Okay.
I don't think it's
nor has
Bob
it been
Burkett's
for-
But I don't think it's, I don't understand, it wouldn't be bad for whoever's doing it
Right,
now
that's
to
not
ask
income,
for
that's
that.
just, cause that's just whoever's going to clean it, making $50. Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
it wouldn't go
Dinners
back
for
into
That
the
doesn't
hall.
make it into the, unless it comes as a check, it usually just pays the person who cleans, you know. And what we've been doing lately for a while was, we had a deal with the Boy Scouts where we would basically pay into a Boy Scout fund, so if a cleaning needed to happen, and they wanted to pay for cleaning, a Boy Scout would clean it, but they wouldn't technically get paid, it would go into their scouting account, so they could use it for uniforms or campouts if they couldn't afford to go. Some of those camps get pretty expensive, so that was just a way for us to kind of get a little bit of a service, but also, you know, help them out, so,
Introduce them to work.
yeah, yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, I think, haven't had a lot of that lately. It's all been adults kind of doing the cleaning, so the kids must not need it that bad. Must be doing all right. But,
Okay,
okay, so community use, city use, and Lions rental, like a recap of hall use like that.
Yes,
I could probably just print up this calendar I have here.
Yeah, I have it. Like, I can look at it, but breaking it down is.
but yeah, between the money sheet that I do have and those things, those are the two things that are outstanding to make,
Okay.
to have,
No,
all the
discussion.
information.
It'd be cool.
I wonder if there would be a way to like categorize it in people. You know what I mean? So you can
It's
track
just
them.
a name.
So when you get all this information, is it going
Oh,
Like when you categorize
to another workshop? Is it going on the agenda? Is it going to advisory or?
maybe we're having a cleaning day or something like that.
Tim, where should this go?
What's that? I'm sorry.
When Donna gets the utilities and Jason gets the usage, then we have all the
That kinda
information.
could,
Do we
should be
wanna
advisory.
It probably should be.
advisory?
Yeah, we can review it
Okay.
and then connect about it.
Okay, so once we get those, advisory.
Yeah, we
will-
can talk about it.
Okay,
And then sit down and then,
okay,
gosh, what's
awesome. Planning bylaws.
I think the planning bylaws should bylaws that we just passed.
Technically, the planning bylaws are the responsibility of the
Of the-
planning commission. We can't set their bylaws. Now, they couldn't enact bylaws
No,
that.
I think the question I had was, I think it said that in July, they're supposed to vote on
New officers.
So quick question, Donna, I know, I think I got one, or I might have just got it somehow. When you have a new person that joins planning, do you give them the MML planning commissioner's workbook thing? Or do you just let
And I
them?
haven't had anybody, I don't think, since we've had that meeting.
Okay.
But
Cause I know
the
I
other
got one, but I
people-
think maybe Aaron gave it to me or something like that. He's
I think I got one years ago.
Yeah.
But that was a long time ago.
And
They are
we
online, they
usually, the
probably
only
could
thing
be
I give
looked
is
up.
the, ordinance book and the Robert's Rule book. That's all I have ever gave. So I don't know where you got the MML from.
MML,
Yeah, maybe it wasn't MML, but, I remember getting the
It's
ordinance, the Robert's rules.
Yeah, you've had to
33
sign it,
and
you've
some
had,
change.
yeah.
so MML puts out something, and it's
No,
PDF,
31.
It's on the website.
31, yeah.
the planning commissioner's handbook,
Yes,
it is, it's on the website?
yes, so it's zoning.
Is it
Good.
under planning
It
commission?
should be on the front page and it should be under planning and zoning.
Cause this still has Bob Zambo listed.
I'm not talking about people, I'm talking about the handbook.
No, I know, I'm just saying.
Oh, well,
Technically, he's a member until you find his replacement,
Technicalities.
Who?
Mr. Zambo.
He can't be a member because
He doesn't live here anymore.
I know, but that's what the thing says. You are a member until your replacements are appointed.
what if you die?
Have you got any?
I think the reason that
that'd
technicality
be
is
good, though, is
distinguished
everybody
is
get one of
if
those.
you had like
The
4
planning
members
commissioner's
die,
handbook.
and then 5 of us is a quorum because there's only 5 members. So I think that's the distinguishing of.
Yeah, but he couldn't vote, he's not a city resident.
No, you can't vote. But I'm saying it's you
You're not
can.
gonna get a quorum anyway.
Well, yeah, no.
Ken, these technicalities are gonna
I
be
love-
tough to get by.
I love technicalities.
Yeah,
Some
Donna, I
of them are-
can't find this on the homepage. I can find planning.
2006 is the latest printing, so rules are rules.
I just gave it to him last week and asked him
They
to
haven't
post
changed
it
much.
on Friday, and he
This
said it was
guy,
up there.
Last
This
time we
website
updated
guy.
the handbook. But it really is just about ethics, a lot of it's about ethics, and a lot of it's about, how to handle yourself, how to run a meeting and be part of the meeting, but,
There should be applications and everything.
It should be an
up
application.
there.
but I think
Mhm.
chapter 4 and chapter 5 of that handbook are actually really good for anybody who gets on that board to read, because it kind of tells you how to deal with when the public comes and yells at you.
Mm-hmm.
We can look at it.
Yeah.
I just don't see it here. I see
Yeah, I
like
can't find it.
code book,
What-
I see
What was your specific
fee schedule, those types of things.
concern about the yearly elected officials or
Well,
officers?
because it didn't happen last July, so it needs to happen this July.
Yes, so the planning commission should just, it's in their bylaws, they should just put that on the agenda for every July. It's just their yearly maintenance. While we're, is that the only item you would like to
That's
discuss?
the only item that I have on that.
I do think
I
we
do
should,
too.
I do think we should shake up planning a bit. I think that's a ineffective body of our government. I did look to see if there are any expiring terms this year, and there are no expiring terms this year. Both of the vacancies we would fill are the people whose term was up this year, so we couldn't make any changes there if we chose to. I do think it's possibly worth a discussion with Mr. Dunsmore. I don't necessarily think it's a reflection of his capabilities. I think he's an excellent DPW supervisor, but I don't know that he wants to be a part of planning. And
Who would
if,
be an alternative?
Well, he's not there very often.
Yeah, I don't know that I've ever watched
No,
It
any.
makes it
doesn't.
difficult to get input, and we do have a lot of issues that it would be very nice to have the DPW head there, and I'm not hammering Bart, but
yeah.
just saying, there's a lot of relevant issues the last few years that it definitely would be nice to get his input. It would help the discussion and move the issues along.
I mean,
Or his designated representative, I don't care.
I was gonna say he could attend any meeting and act as a representative of the city, but you know, as someone we're gonna count on, you know, 12 meetings a year, if that's not something he's interested in, I think it would be worth exploring possibly appointing someone else. I don't necessarily want to burden Donna or Amber, but I thought maybe our new part-time employee could be a representative of Donna if she's interested in the position.
She doesn't live in the city, does she?
She doesn't necessarily have to because she's being the administrative representative. But
Is she willing?
I vaguely mentioned it to her, and she said if it was asked of her, she'd be willing. But also, I didn't necessarily. We would have to have a discussion with Bart, you know, and hey, man, is this something you're, you know, do you have no interest in being a part of planning anymore? You know, I don't want to blindside him by any
I
means.
don't believe he does.
That would be my assumption as well. And like I said, he's more than free to come to any meeting and represent the DPW on things that we have
Well,
specific.
Like you said, things were kind of ineffective there for a bit, and maybe he just thought it was a waste of his time.
Yeah.
If that changes, he might be like, all right.
Well, I mean, but if there is something on the planning that he has input that is needed, he should definitely attend by request.
Right. The planning commission would request that
Right.
he is there to represent his knowledge.
Right. Does a water main run down this way?
Right. Things like that. You know, the thought also.
What's the capacity of that storm drain over
The
there?
thought also crossed my mind, Steve, I watched the last meeting and you talked about working full-time again. I mean, if you have no interest, maybe someone else wants to on that. I don't know how you feel about
I
it.
was not intimating that I was bailing on my responsibilities.
I'm not implying that, I was just,
I just want to clarify that.
yeah. I just thought that, you know, if we want to.
I think I've missed 2 meetings in 4 years between both of them,
Yeah,
and I was out of state both times.
Yeah.
I don't shirk my responsibilities there. I'm
I,
fully engaged.
okay.
But do you want that responsibility?
Yeah.
That's I think the question. Do you want?
Sometimes I wonder, Jason.
You know what I'm saying?
Then I think having this discussion of what are some ways we could shake up planning, make it more effective.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, are you running in November?
I'm keeping that one under my hat.
Okay. Just wanted, because that would
I'm not prepared
that would
to
make a
make any
vacancy. Is all I'm
announcements.
saying. You know, when he's there, but
And
if
I'm
he's
not
running,
addressing any rumors, yea or nay,
okay. I will
or the
neither,
record.
neither confirm nor deny.
Yeah, that's the right one. That's what I was looking for.
All right.
That would be my, I mean, obviously we can't vote on anything there, but
Yeah.
my thought would be give some contemplation. Those were my thoughts on things we could do to make the planning commission, you know, just something we can do to shake things up, try and
If
get
you
the
watch the
most.
last meeting, you can see how bad it was.
I did watch that one.
We need a very vibrant planning commission. We absolutely do, especially in the near future,
It'd be nice, like
next 10 years.
you said.
We need a fully functioning planning commission.
Absolutely.
Okay.
So we don't have it.
I mean,
Let's
unless,
discuss.
yeah,
Yeah, it's just,
unless anyone has any, let's, you know, throw this to them, which I don't see a committee that's applicable for that discussion, but we could revisit it as a.
Madam Mayor, has anybody expressed an interest to
No,
you?
Kevin, you're on
I
CBA,
have
right?
not received any.
You have no interest in planning?
He said I could.
You can't be on 2 boards.
So you can.
Well, one person can be on planning and zoning,
Correct, the ZBA.
but that's, right now, that's Barb Garber.
Right,
Right, she's a representative of
Right.
planning, right,
same way I'm the rep for the city council.
yes.
Planning.
I'm not, like, I'm just saying, you said
Right.
shake it up, just any new voices sometimes
Right.
can help move things along.
Do they have to be a two-year
You know,
resident?
he he's been through as many meetings as I have in the 9
I've
years I've
asked
been on
people
council.
too, my neighbor, but he said he's too old and, you know, some people don't want to do it. But
Terry?
Terry, I've asked Terry to do it, he said he's too old, but
We'll see how the meeting goes tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
Tomorrow. Okay, the final construction review issue.
No.
And we have, you haven't failed in advertising the planning thing though. I mean, you've put stuff on social media, it's on the, you know,
On the sign.
basically blinking bright billboard out there. You know, it's hard.
Mhm, keep working on it.
There's zero rewards.
Be ready to always be the worst person.
Okay, so we keep getting requests from Mr. Fields for a final construction review. Formally requesting copies of, and so does this not exist? Does this exist?
So we had some communications, I had to look back in my email, back in February, that it seems like our interpretation of, it says final plan, not final construction review. I think based on like, and Ken, you can correct me if I'm wrong, what I can find is there's nothing post-occupancy that we are required to do by our ordinance or state or federal. There is an as-built requirement with the state typically, but that is literally the only thing I can find. Now, that's my interpretation, that's my understanding, that's what I said back in February. I haven't been able to find anything differently.
I do think there's one line that discusses a review prior to occupancy.
But isn't that just the, like Mel given a certificate of occupancy? Isn't it?
I believe that's what that would be,
Yeah,
but I
that's-
think
How
it's,
can they be living in them if there's
Yeah,
not some
I mean,
kind of final
that's basically the
inspection?
final, like, oh, it's done,
Final.
green tag, you can live here.
Tell them they all gotta move out till we have, find their inspection
That's
person.
not, that's just the structure, that's not about the whole development though. And I think his issue is more with the development, the ground, than it is so much the buildings. Seems like, cause I mean, they had to have a certificate of occupancy before you could even list it for sale, pretty much, you know.
it's my recollection that we approved shooting the elevations of the homes.
That is correct.
I thought that happened.
I
They did.
believe,
Yeah,
did it?
they
It
did.
did.
Yeah,
I
they
never
did.
saw that data,
No, it's,
ever.
it went to BMJ, and what BMJ did was a 4-block general thing.
That was the drainage review.
And that was the
There was
drainage
two parts
review,
to
so-
that, because I remember quite distinctly, because I put it out there. And that second part was never fulfilled, and it was
And that's
approved
my
by unanimous
concern, that
decision.
the elevation was the main reason we were getting a hold of BMJ.
Yeah, it's a critical part
Was
of
to
that
shoot the
review.
elevation. Next thing we know, we got a,
But
And
the
just along the
elevations,
front, not-
but the elevations were approved prior to the builds from BMJ. That's why they're built that way.
But they changed, and they built basements, and that is where the point of concern came in. Are the
But-
elevations the same? It was just a very simple, take your 3 or 4 on the prints, iron stakes in the ground that they'd originally put in, where they shoot those elevations off of. Just wanted to confirm, are they the same? That was simply all that was involved. So you could say that doesn't have a thing to do with it, or maybe it does.
and did they do that? They didn't do it.
No,
So,
it did not.
Donna, do you know if we have as-built surveys for phase 1?
I have no idea. I don't do any of the permits.
It'd be a
That'd be
good first
Mel.
question. Cause I
Amber,
think, I
Carrie.
mean, honestly, I think that's the only requirement that we may be missing.
I did ask Mel about the final construction plan, and he said, we do not do that.
Yeah.
He does not do that, it's not our ordinance, he does not have to.
Yeah, I mean, what would he do, go in their houses and
Yeah, I know.
like check their trusses and stuff? I don't think that would make sense, but again, my interpretation is that the only post-construction review would be as-built surveys.
Right, which, I mean, if they exist, it would be nice to see.
And
I know we
BMJ
have-
would have those, I would assume, because
Yeah.
from what I can read, the city engineer should have those.
Which I believe we mentioned in that email chain, discussing having a meeting on that as the DPW committee, asking BMJ to supply any of those if they exist.
Because I don't have anything in any of my email about receiving as-built surveys. And that was back in February. I mean, we started the conversation in October, right? I can go all the way back to October when that started, but I don't have anything post-February.
This is unrelated but specific to the conversation at hand. It would be nice to have TVs or a projector so we could throw up the code and
Yeah,
look at
wouldn't it be
it
amazing?
and look at it as a whole.
City could buy everyone laptops.
I don't think we have to go that crazy, but
Tom Aaron's hooked one up for us planning, and it's very helpful.
yeah.
Yeah.
I think Mr. Fields' concern, and I'm not speaking for him, is not directed at state law. He is citing our condominium ordinance. So if there's a question to be parsed out, that is where I would look. Because we are obligated to follow our city ordinance, however you choose to
Well, the
interpret it.
final plan requirements concurrent with the notice required, blah, 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 association, partnership, or cooperation, shall
Yeah.
provide the following information, submissions, the name, address, and telephone number of the following all persons, firms, or corporations with an ownership interest in the land on which the condominium project shall be located. But that's just the final plan.
So
Final
if you look at
plan.
150.125, it's construction review and acceptance.
Okay,
An as-built survey, plan survey for the project on reproducible drawing material and approved by the city engineer. The city engineer shall determine that the project is complete to the approved plan and in compliance with applicable city ordinances. A survey drawing showing the placement of all required monuments as set forth by MCLA. Verification that inspections and or approvals as required have been attained. And that's it.
yeah, so just
So that should have already
verification.
been done.
That has all been done, and
Well, where are the documents? I think that is where some of the heartburn is. I don't think people are able to access those documents and say, okay, the box has been checked. Because that's, I'll tell you, that's gonna be what is going to be litigated if we don't figure out whether it's been done or not. I can see it coming a mile away.
Yeah, so I mean, I looked that up too. There would be there's like no major recourse against the city, like in terms of litigation. Like,
I'm not a
That's-
lawyer, I'm just saying, I
I
see it
understand.
coming. I mean, people bring lawsuits all the time that are frivolous
but that would be
or not
between,
grounded, but I see it coming.
but that would be between the homeowners and statewide, and then statewide would subsequently, if they chose to, take action against us.
If the city did not fulfill all of its obligations according to code, and I'm not calling it strikes or balls here, they would have recourse to come back on the city, in my layman's understanding of the issue. I mean, if people are always looking for that second or third tier
okay,
of deep pockets
So-
when they have an issue, always.
Yeah, that's really, and I mean, just in general, that's disappointing that people think to sue. Like,
That's the
it's-
real world, Tim.
I understand that. That doesn't mean I have to accept it, especially in like a small town community. We talk
Well,
about
no,
small
but
town
a court of law is
So
gonna
it
determine that
says-
we should be prepared if we
All right.
go there.
verification that inspections and or approvals as required have been obtained. So that all happened. So Mel did all the inspections to all the houses, correct?
Yes.
It would have
As
to
far
be.
as
It
I
was
know,
going
they're
to be.
doing-
Yeah,
There
so
has to
he
be a
did that,
secret.
and then it says, in return, the city shall submit a release to the developer or proprietor, bond monies and other sums due.
You did that?
Well, could we get
I
Mel
don't
just to
do that.
confirm
You
that?
don't release their bond?
Yeah.
Huh?
Don't you
Oh,
hold their
yeah,
bond?
we've released bonds.
For all the new houses.
If there was a bond, they got it back.
Okay,
So this is just literally a paperwork thing. Like we have to find the paperwork of where it is.
For the check, you mail the bond.
Well,
when
for
you
the
get it
as-built
back.
survey, For the as-built plan
Which
survey.
BMJ should have.
They should
Sounds
have,
like
yeah.
BMJ should have. So
BMJ is supposed to
if we
have
could
that.
send a request to BMJ and say, hey, we're not finding this, do you have it for us?
Or if Mel is willing to sign something that says he fulfilled that, at least would be something.
That would be his part, but it's, city engineer would be BMJ.
Yeah, I mean,
We need
another
them
issue,
to,
yeah, another,
But Mel wouldn't have
Person
a part in
involved.
this. In
Not that
this.
part.
Yeah, Mel wouldn't have any part in this part.
But
well, he could
every-
say whether he did all the inspections.
well, no.
People are living there. I mean,
Well,
like,
just-
that just seems redundant.
Well, if we,
To
I'd rather be
itself.
redundant than
Can I tell
be
you-
caught on some point that is.
When Jamie
could have
was
been
here, I
edited off.
remember planning was supposed to make a checklist of what needs to be done all the time, and we've never received anything. Me and Amber were just talking about that today. So when you ask us stuff, we don't know because we're just given paperwork that Mel's giving us,
Right.
giving it here. We need a checklist
You need a
if
punch list
planning
to
can
say
make it.
this, okay,
I mean-
I got this.
Realistically,
Yes,
these.
a checklist, yes,
All
we
of
did
the
not get
outstanding,
this yet.
I need it for every transaction when it's all else, I need
Right.
everything.
Well, like these, realistically, I believe, should be funneled through the planning commission. If I'm not mistaken, like, they're the ones approving the final plans, they're the, like, well, recommending to the council to approve the
Right.
final plans, I
Let's say
understand that part.
to
But I think it should be funneled through the planning commission.
To be honest, there's the last thing that's been in, I don't even remember when it was, but the last thing that has been in front of us as a council to even vote on was the time we voted to send it to council.
To plan.
To plan it.
Or no,
That
zoning,
was
when we,
Zoning or whatever it
yeah,
was.
based on planning.
Based on
survey.
Like,
planning
this
recommendation.
whole situation has not been in front of this particular body yet. It's
Never.
been in planning for the whole time, pretty much,
Right.
until like the first thing got approved and now we're waiting for, so it's eventually, it's gotta get out of planning.
It did come to us, all the site plans and stuff did
Yeah,
come to
at
us.
first.
And that's when
And that was the last,
Ken put the kibosh to it and pointed out all the errors on it. And
And
Jason, remind me,
That
what,
was
what did we
in-
send back to planning last time? I don't remember.
I don't even remember when it was, but it was
No,
a few
no.
No,
years
it's
ago.
'cause
we sent it to zoning.
Zoning,
So planning
ZBA.
made the recommendation that council send it to zoning for
Yes.
the appeals, or for the voting process, right?
Correct.
That
But
was
as
the
far
last
as
thing.
site plan,
But as
site-
far as like phase one, it's been years.
Yeah.
We haven't seen
Site
anything.
plan, site reviews, site this
Yeah.
and that, that's all gone to planning and nothing that's been in front of me, I mean.
Not for phase
Donna, when's the
one.
last thing you put something,
No, I don't.
as,
Donna, do you-
as we have taken a vote on any action that had to do with that development
It's
at all, it's been
Probably
a
the
couple
final,
years.
yeah,
You
it's
know,
been
so
a
this
long
body has
couple.
not voted on any of it, that's what gets me is when.
Okay, wait, so what do we need, wait, real quick, I'm sorry, cause I wanna make sure I got this
So,
written down for I know,
what we
from
need is-
BMJ, what do we need from
What do
BMJ?
they call it?
as built site plan surveys. As built site plan surveys.
Okay, now,
They are supposed to maintain 2 copies.
okay, here's the thing. two
Submitted,
copies
and statewide is supposed to submit those to them.
from statewide. Okay. And what did you need from Mel, anything or no?
I don't think we
I
need
don't think we
anything.
need anything.
Well, we
no.
just need a verification that inspections and or approvals have been obtained.
Well, Carrie could do that, right? Carrie could confirm the inspections and approvals, right?
I would think so.
I would think so. She could look at her.
I mean, she's got, yeah,
I mean, there's gotta be records of.
And then
Permits
like
and
all
stuff.
of the bonds that were released for all the new houses, because if all this happened and we released the money, like
That
that
means it's
is,
done.
that is all we are required to
Yeah.
do. So,
can I, all the meetings we've had with DPW, with Bart and Steve's on planning and you're the head of DPW, why didn't you ever just get them from BMJ or tell Bart to get them from BMJ? If that's all we need from them.
I don't recall.
Well, it's because we didn't really fish through this because we've been listening to Mr. Fields saying that he needs a final site plan review or
Right.
something like that, which
And
is a completely different document. So
Well,
that's
I
where I
also
think the
think-
mix-up was.
Yeah, and I also think what's happening is we're muddying waters.
we are muddy.
Yeah.
I think what's happening is people are frustrated about phase 2 and like things are getting mixed up with phase
I'll be
1.
right back.
These houses are phase 1, right? So this is all phase 1 stuff.
Yes.
And people's frustrations with phase 2, warranted, unwarranted, that's not for me to decide for anyone, keeps getting brought into the conversation about phase 1.
Okay,
So that would be my guess.
okay.
And do you have copies of everything that you have sent to Jim Fields?
Well, the FOIA
I-
request
All
would
the
be the
FOIA
copies.
requests?
I
Yeah.
had it on my computer. Oh, I should have copies of that. It was on my computer and then,
This last one just seems like now he's requesting some of the same stuff based for the homeowners association, like, did we already send him stuff that he
I'm sure
already
he's
has?
got,
It's like,
he got everything we had. I can tell you that.
I mean, if he's
If we ain't got this
requesting it as a
BMJ
different-
stuff, cause we don't have it.
If he's requesting it as a different organization, I don't think we still have to give it to him.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think we have ground.
but it's just like,
Can you
that's
send
the
me?
kind of
Can you
stuff
send me
we're just-
everything you've
Give it to
ever
yourself,
FOIA'd, if you
dude.
have it just in a folder?
No.
Okay.
No, the reason why is I have the copy somewhere. It's probably in a huge box in the
Yeah.
attic. It was all saved on my desktop, and then when we got new computers and they download it, they lost that all.
Right.
Oh.
So I have to go back
Do we-
and do everything again for the last guy now.
Do we still have boxes in the attic?
Yeah,
Yeah, of course, still stay up there. That was our storage place.
yeah, it's storage. So instead
At
of,
the old hall?
No, right.
no,
At the
no,
old
it's
hall?
not at the old hall, it's on
No,
here.
it should be here, I'm hoping.
Oh, they did move them over here?
Not everything in the attic, half that stuff is ruined. From water damage, mice got into it. So whatever we were
That's
keeping down,
true.
that's why we started keeping everything downstairs.
Well,
And there were
where is
boxes
it-
laying all
Where is it all
around.
here?
Huh?
Where is it all here?
It's in the attic.
Upstairs.
Upstairs. Okay.
Is our roof good?
Let's hope so.
It's
Just
a
asking.
great question. I mean, we should have it looked at some point.
Okay.
Ask the chief, he'll probably know. He's interested in upgrading.
Okay. We got that. All right. Anything else on this? Twice a month council meetings.
Yeah, I thought increasing the frequency of our meeting minutes would just give us a chance to not have things that, oh, we need to vote on this right now, but we don't have a council meeting for three weeks. I figured that would reduce any violations of the Open Meeting Act through that. I also thought meeting more frequently would give us just a little bit more sense of accountability when we have things on our to-do list. It doesn't necessarily have to be pushed off 3 weeks. It can kind of be, oh, you know what, I can get this done in the next 2 weeks, and then if, for some reason there's a change we want to make, we're getting it passed in a month instead of 3 or whatever. That being said, I think if we made the meeting frequency twice a month, if it's the third week of the month and we don't have, I don't have anything, you don't have anything, we don't have to meet, we can cancel the meeting, but having just a standing regular meeting, I think would, I think it would just be more conducive to good business.
Donna, if we publish meetings, are we obligated to have them?
Yeah, I believe so. Well, no, you can always
No.
cancel.
We can't-
We have canceled before.
Yeah, you can
Okay,
cancel.
I was just
'Cause if
checking.
there's not a
I
quorum,
knew
you
that
have to
that
cancel
was
anyhow.
a little dicey a few times, so we could
Well, I mean, is there a way we
hypothetically have meetings, or how
can we
would
just
that work for the
say,
public?
we have
we
it
have to just-
scheduled if needed? Can we
The other
do
way
that?
around, you mean?
Is
Instead
it
of
easier
scheduling
to
it and then-
schedule it?
I think that'd be a better way to go.
I mean, I think,
Then you just call it a special
Special meeting, call one.
Then you just call it a special.
Yeah,
If you
that-
think something's pressing, say, let's meet in 2 weeks.
I
and
think
we'll
that
put a
would be your
special
best
meeting.
bet.
That'd be the
Yeah.
best way to do it. If you really think something.
And I
gotta be
will
done
say
in 2
this
weeks,
too, I would hate to cancel a meeting after
I would rather.
me and Amber spend time making the agendas, using all the
Right.
paper, packing
Right.
them, having the
Right.
cops go out and deliver them.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a
think
lot
that-
of work and then doing
If
minutes
you
on
think
every
something's
second
gotta be
meeting.
done in 2 weeks, say, I propose we have a special meeting on this, and then just call it.
How much time notice you need?
Well, that would be 2 weeks notice.
Does
at
it have
that
to be,
point.
no, how much is it?
For a special meeting? I believe
72
that
hours.
is, what is it? We haven't had one in a while.
Emergency meeting is 18 hours and
Emergency's 18,
That's
but wouldn't be an
emergency.
emergency unless it was
Special
something
meeting,
like
I
the
think
water
it's
main breaks.
48 or 72.
I think it's 48.
48 or 72.
So if we have a council meeting,
Plenty of
regular
time.
council meeting, and then we say,
this needs to be decided in
Yeah.
2 weeks, let's,
And we can
we
schedule it.
just
right?
need to be a little
Yeah.
bit more open to saying, let's have a special meeting.
I do think, and Ken, I don't mean to interrupt you, I do think you lose, so if you're having a bunch of special meetings, I feel like that almost seems fishy too.
I do think
It's
it's not
like-
quite as optically it's not as good. I also
Right.
think there I don't know, I feel like there's an apprehension to special meetings where, you know, we in the past it's just doesn't feel like well, it's not worth it calling a special meeting for this one thing. And if we were
Also, when you do call a special meeting, it does have to be about whatever that meeting is about. There's no
Right.
caveat of that. You cannot have multiple things on it unless you're choosing to put multiple things on it
right
the day you choose to have that.
now
Well, what was the reason why we went down to one meeting a month instead of, because they used to do the first and third.
COVID.
No.
No, it was before
When
COVID.
Kurt Marder got elected, he decided, it was his,
It was,
Yeah,
Yeah,
we
and we
never
were
had
not
a
sitting
meeting
here
though.
though for 2 hours and, you know what I mean? They
Yeah.
were like 20
they were
minutes.
like,
yeah,
let's get this over in 10 minutes.
we literally, yeah, we took care of city
never had
business,
a
moved
vote or
along a lot
anything.
quicker, but there wasn't a lot of these things that were going on. There's no developments happening really too much in.
There was a point in time, we suspended planning commission sometimes for quarters, before things got a little busier. You know, over the last 20 some odd years.
and I don't know about you guys, but I have a lot I want to get accomplished, and
Yeah.
I think just having standing meetings, you know, will
You
hold us
can
over.
have them, but then we're gonna be here, we're not gonna cancel them at the last minute.
I was throwing that out there.
Even if there's one thing, I don't care.
For like, you know, if there's nothing on the meeting, you know, the week before, cancel it. But if let's get something on the agenda, let's make it worth our time. But I just don't at the same time want to hold anyone hostage. You know,
Well, it would be up to the
just-
board, I
right.
mean, you make a motion at a meeting and choose to meet.
Special meeting is 18 hours.
That's it, right? 18,
Yeah.
special.
Special meeting notice, 18 hours.
But that's just an emergency.
Maybe they would say an emergency is the same thing as a
Just
special
special.
meeting.
I was gonna say, because an emergency meeting, you almost shouldn't need a, you know, if there's like a tornado or something, you shouldn't need a bunch of notice, you know, 'cause-
I think that would be a case for, and I know Donna's asked, Alan
It's in our
Francis.
book somewhere, I'll look.
Yeah, I
We
would
haven't
think
had
that
one
would be
where I
like
gotta look.
something catastrophic.
Correct,
That
yes.
If like we had to vote, we could vote an email, and like, that would be an applicable use of email voting, like, can we declare a state of emergency, like, that would.
If you're part of the police department?
Yeah.
Nightmare.
but just something for the everyone to consider, you know, the way they're, you know, weigh their thoughts on the matter.
I think there's benefits, I think we're gonna be coming into more work with Boardman Road coming up, with those grants. I think the other big positive in this is we could have the opportunity to discuss grants more. Even if we made the second meeting more of a workshop and not just a meeting, like where we could, like, today we're gonna work on a grant for the back lot, or, you know, whatever the case may be. But I think putting time on the calendar is not a bad idea. I don't think it's a bad idea.
Isn't that kind of how the Lions structure their meetings? Like the first meeting is like business,
No, there's just one
and
meeting a
then,
month.
and then
We just
the
go to
second
one
meeting
month
of the month? Oh, you only have one meeting a
We only
month
do one a
now?
month.
Well, when you used to
Unless
have
We
two.
used to do it,
When
we
you
used to
had
do it
two-
at one business meeting, and the next one would be like, we'd call in like Leader Dog for the
Party.
Blind to do a presentation and
Have a day.
have a meal and stuff like that.
No, we've been doing one meeting for a while now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, cause you gotta figure the second meeting, we're not gonna approve, expenses, only one meeting we're gonna do that at.
It would be a shorter meeting because it
Yeah,
wouldn't
the
be
second meeting would typically be
the
shorter.
consented, I mean, a lot of stuff, the consent agenda is a monthly
Well, the first
thing.
meeting would be shorter too, right?
Yeah.
Right, they would-
They'd both
Well,
be
I think it
shorter
would
meetings.
just help us to keep things moving along and, you know, if we're at the first meeting, we're like, hey, we need this
Deliverables.
deliverables for the next meeting, right?
Well, at that
And that
second
will,
one,
like, cause that's the problem that we've had is people coming in, like Bart, you know, oh, we need a new backhoe, like it just comes up.
Yeah.
And I don't like the fact that we're forced into doing a vote without
having time.
having time to,
This way, at least you got
Get
2
all the
weeks, you know, it's not like
information,
he's waiting a month, he's waiting,
right,
sorry, you might not get your answer tonight, but
Yeah.
in 2 weeks you will.
Yeah.
It's better than 4 weeks.
right.
Absolutely.
Yeah, cause, you know, when I was trying to get my sign out on front of my building, I had to wait, and then I'm like going, so I have to wait a whole month? You know, I was told no,
We
and
ended
I
up
still
having-
had to wait.
We ended up
all-
having a special meeting on
Yeah.
that.
I do remember that.
Yeah, like,
A special meeting now.
yeah, so I think for people asking for stuff, that would be, cause if you can't get the answer tonight, then we can get
At
it
least
in
it's only
2
2
weeks.
weeks, not 4 weeks.
Right, right.
So the takeaway for this one would be to, at the next council meeting,
Somebody's gonna make a motion.
someone's gonna
and-
propose it,
Yeah.
and we can vote.
I'll happily propose it.
I know.
We'll just put it on the
Know it.
agenda.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, put it on the agenda.
But we can't decide to put it on the agenda. We're just gonna.
Yeah.
I don't know how this works, cause we're not allowed
I
to
think
vote
you
or
can say,
agree.
hey, Donna, put that on the
Yeah, we
agenda.
can
Yeah, we can
add
put it
to
on the
We can put it on the
agenda.
agenda.
Because you're not
think-
deciding anything
Yeah,
truly.
I think as council, we can.
You're not making the decision.
You're not making
You're
the
making the question.
It's a
You're making the
request.
question,
A
yeah,
request.
that's a great way to.
Yeah.
Planning zoning appointees, we do not have one, I will, did that get put on the website?
He told me yes, he just looked, I don't see it, and he told me yes last week.
Okay. When that gets, if it gets on, when it gets on the website, let me know and I will push it out
Okay,
on the mayor page.
okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
The flagpole.
Yeah, so we have the flagpole.
Bart Jr. dropped off some paint this morning. and he's-
Bart Jr.
Bart Jr.
Sorry.
His name is Bart, right?
It's Howard, but they call him Bart.
I was gonna say, I asked him today
I
what
mean,
he
it makes sense.
I asked him today what he prefers, and he was like Bart, and I was
Okay.
like, okay,
Perfect.
Bart.
So he dropped off paint for.
He just wants you to mark on the ground where you want it, and they're gonna have someone come out and do it.
I talked to Bart and asked him if it would be up at least before 4th of July, and he's like, oh, definitely, we'll
Yeah.
get it up, so.
So the paint's on Donna's desk. So
Paints for the flagpole?
just to mark
To mark the ground.
So like we could literally
We
stumble
should
out.
do that tonight.
We could stumble out there right after this and mark the ground.
Yeah.
It'll stay
Well,
all right.
how big is the base
And I'm
of
just
the
gonna
flagpole?
write.
I don't know. Consider
And
it
what,
setbacks.
I mean, like, so my question, like, I brought this up to
Who's gonna
Tammy,
inspect it?
is
We're gonna
like,
inspect this. We're getting a permit.
I don't think we need one.
I don't know if flagpole could fall on a building.
Our
It
building.
has to be installed properly.
Are we putting cement down?
The people.
Well, that, like, that's,
The
I have to
people.
imagine he's gonna bury it, right? It has to be dug and
They were
buried.
gonna, yeah, they said they were gonna, I think he said they were gonna post hole log it or something.
That would make sense, and then you pour cement in it and it's not gonna
Sure would
grow
like
like
to
it.
see some cement involved.
But, my question was like, what do we wanna do once that's done? Right, it's not necessarily installing the flagpole. I think the front of our city hall building needs some TLC. I would love to see something go around the sign and the flagpole.
Like shrubbery?
Yeah,
Yeah.
something like boxwoods or
Well,
something, I don't know.
yeah, and we've
Like-
got a,
And the ground is not level?
yeah, I
Like-
did edge the best I could.
Yeah,
I got a lot of it. I looked like Pigpen. I had a cloud.
I just like, I just wanna put it out there that we probably need to start, I mean, we could take bids, we could ask DPW, we could do whatever, we could set a budget for it, whatever the case may be. I just want, like, we've spent all this money inside, we now need to shift our focus outside.
I did have the
With
thought
money.
that we could
We
approach
gotta
local
figure out a way to
groceries
find money.
and Home Depot, Lowe's, and be like, hey, we just put.
You could do that, and a lot of times they'll.
They'll donate, right, like.
So that was my thought, and I mean, once the flagpole's in and we have an idea of exactly what we
Go
want,
in there and
just yeah,
talk to a manager of the garden section and say, hey,
hey,
Be careful what you plant
We-
though, and who's gonna take care of it once it's planted.
Well,
Well,
no,
we have to be clear, like boxwoods, you don't have to do anything to.
Well,
And
that's what
they
I'm
don't
thinking.
grow out, like
Right.
we don't want something that's gonna grow out that we're gonna
like
have
we
to.
had
We're
at
not
the
gonna
old
put a
city hall, we
house
had all that
that's
stuff
gonna be
that got
like
so wild, we had to
and
pull it
just
out.
take up the
We
whole
want,
yard.
we want green, we want greenery, that's
Yeah,
no
yeah.
maintenance.
Yeah.
The lady
They-
who
they
does
do
the park
trim,
in
but
town,
they don't grow.
she asked if she could do something around there, and she's very good and she knows her plants. And I told her I would
Ellie
love her
Ryan?
to.
Ellie.
Yeah.
Does she
so-
wanna
Right.
donate or time?
No,
or-
she doesn't. She will do everything. She don't donate. She'll usually
We'll
buy the
have
flowers
to,
and we
we'll
pay
have
her
to buy
back.
the plants
That,
and
I'm
stuff. and
totally
she-
fine
yeah.
with that.
But Bart said he was gonna put some kind of paving stones in first or something. And he said he was gonna smooth out that grass or something. That's why
Because he doesn't
Well,
want to
paving
mow and
stones
weed whip
where?
all around it is probably why.
I don't know, in front of it, and that's what I was saying. I don't know why we need paving
I wonder if
stones.
she's talking about what's around the clock.
No,
Okay.
she's already
No.
doing that.
No,
No, I
he
mean,
told
if
me
she's
it
talking
was,
about the same kind of stone.
Oh, yeah.
The
if
same
he
kind-
is, Bart is, you mean?
No, if Ellie's talking about the same kind of stone.
She didn't mention
She
stone.
didn't mention it, Bart
She-
did.
Bart
We
did.
talked about flowers and plants and stuff. Bart mentioned the stones, but Bart said something from the old city hall, and I'm thinking, what? Cause he goes, remember we were gonna use it when you weren't here at the time you were, we gave him so much money to fix up the front of city hall there.
And all we do is pull shrubs out.
No, all he did was put a rock from his backyard in front.
giant rock.
So I'm like, what rock? I said, that rock in front, and he goes, no, there's some on the side. And so I don't know, I don't know if there's,
It was minimal.
I think where he pulled all
Are
the
we moving
bushes
the
out there,
rock
maybe
over?
there was rocks there.
It's got history.
But my thing is, like, I don't care as long as it's done nice, but I think it'd be pretty with like plants and flowers and
Well, we
stuff
also
around it.
have to, so one of the other things too is we have to get a light for the flag. We paid for the electrician to put in a plug, to start out, and then if we can get solar, that'd be great, but we have
Whatever,
the
a timer or
opportunity.
something like,
Right.
yeah.
Well,
Photo
I'm a
cell.
believer that the light should always be on. I think there
In the
should
middle
always
of
be a
the
light. I think it should always be on. That's just my
I
opinion.
thought it was just at night, like photo cell.
Well, if we're worried about energy costs, a photo cell is very cheap.
Right, so.
LED with a photo
Or
cell.
solar's way cheaper. So we could, I'm totally fine with that, but those are the things that we have to think about. And I don't know the proper committee to handle that,
Nice
because,
flat roof. Solar panel.
because it's like, we've gone away from advisory being in charge of all of this, because now we're past that. So now, who would that go to?
Wouldn't it be a public works? Like everything kind of eventually.
I think it
goes
would be
to-
DPW.
That was kind of
DPW
that was
public
where I
works.
was leaning.
So because I don't wanna just
Anything
wing it,
else with
and I
city
don't want
properties.
to, like, again, we spent money to fix this up. I think the outside should be reflective of that. And then DPW can look at it, make a recommendation to council can say yay or nay, and then we just go from there.
Especially since they're probably doing the work.
I like Councilman Dunbar's idea is, if you can go to a place like,
I
Home
love that
Depot
idea.
or wherever, go to their nursery, English Gardens, I mean, there's a ton of them out there and just say, hey, you know, we're small town and
So
what
let's
what
all
is-"
go to one.
You know?
Well,
Pick one and go.
DPW's,
Pick 'em
Weavers,
up,
and
go.
we're Dunbar. Go!
Go.
Guys,
You're
got a
a
shopping trip
DPW,
going.
See what they say?
Yeah.
Usually you just walk in and talk to the general manager. Say, it's not charity, this is a municipality, but, you know, just
Can you
explain
donate?
things, can you
Right.
donate?
And on the other hand, if Ellie does do something there, she generally has her own plants in her yard that she takes
Yeah.
cuts off from, and they're spreading, and they come back every year.
Yeah.
So it's like a ground cover kind of thing.
She's a perennial fan.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah, perennials are great,
Which
and
is a
but
good
I
way
do
to go.
think we do need some, like boxwoods to go around the
They
base to
used to
cover,
be out
to
there.
cover the
Yeah,
base.
and they used to be out front, used to be all nice shrubs
Well, and I
and
think even-
boxwoods out front of the,
I know we're talking about the sign and the flagpole specifically, but I think the whole front of the building needs some.
that's what I mean.
Oh, it does, yeah.
Absolutely.
There used to be shrubs.
Well, there's two
and-
boxes out there that can
Wow.
get something in them.
I think over the years, they used to put pots on
Yeah,
Yeah, I
there.
think it's one and it's
There's
off
one.
centered and weird.
I don't
Yeah.
understand the
It's a
function
weird
of that
Same,
one.
I don't
To
really
get
get
a
it.
look at it.
Yeah.
If you look at old pictures, they used to put like flower boxes out, you know, like a
But there's just like
arrangement
one
thing that
random
get
one.
put there every year.
Well, they had a big flower box around the old flagpole
Mhm.
that a car hit.
Oh.
Yeah, and that
That's
one,
all. Yeah, cause
So-
that did have a flower box around it, but a car
I
hit
didn't
it
even,
and broke it.
has that old flagpole been cut down?
No, still up.
It's still-
Okay, I didn't even notice, but that'll get cut down too, Bart will cut that down.
Yeah, but we have those rocks by the front, you know, so it does need some,
It needs some work,
love,
yeah.
you know, which, you know, I mean, that's something I like to do. I would be willing to help you know.
I'd love to put like Memphis City Hall somewhere that's visible. Like, I know we have the sign, but on the
Yeah.
building, I think, like, I like how it looks at the old building, or how it looked at the old building. There was,
Is that sign still up?
I don't know.
Just
Go
the
take it,
Memphis.
steal it.
No, there's a sign in the garage, one that was hanging. It's in the garage here.
So yeah, just more like idea generation. So it probably needs to go to DPW.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Flagpole
And, you know,
front.
the issue is we've already passed a budget, so it'll
Right,
be amended.
it's gonna be tough.
Yeah,
Well,
And a
I
tight-
mean,
Well, could we take it out of DPW budget?
look at that.
I mean,
Don't give Larry a heart attack.
Okay.
So DPW, which is, well, I guess that would be Steve to call a meeting, right?
yes, sir.
Okay. All right. Code enforcement officer.
Has he been sending letters out? Do you know, Donna? Does he come to you first and you send
Goes
the
to
letters? or
Carrie
does-
now.
Supposed to carry.
Do you know, has she been busy with him?
Well, I had called him because Barb Garber called me about a few houses, and he says, "Oh, I got some. I got to give them to Carrie. I'll send them over to her on Monday when she comes in." Carrie told me she never got them, but then he was sending her a bunch when when she left on Wednesday. She goes, "Oh, now they're all coming." So I don't know where she stands with them. I think he was supposed to go out every other week. That was our thing with
He's
him.
supposed to kind of patrol, right? You know?
Yeah, and I don't think he's doing it every other week like he said, because it seems to be coming in slower, and I know he's planning a wedding and everything, so I don't know if he's just got too busy with that or what.
He
So I think a couple
he
things.
doesn't
One,
mean
But I thought he talked to you last, after that
He
meeting.
got canned.
I told him to
He
talk
just-
to you.
He just talked to me about the sailboat.
Oh.
That's the only thing.
which is coming up, right? I mean, it's June. I know we're 6 months past that, so I got to imagine he's sending letters for that.
Yeah, he told me he will be sending them a letter, so he might be coming in.
The problem I have is we have no
clue.
oversight. We
Yeah.
have no idea
Yeah, he's not
who's
like
gotten
clocking
letters,
in, right?
Well, Carrie
who's
said
complied.
She told
who's-
you she would do it quarterly.
But
Yeah, but the one I got in January basically, I mean, or the one I got in March basically said January nothing, February, I think there was only like 2 houses listed on it.
What is like the volume? So like how many? Because the summer months are going to be worse because of grass, right? Like and trash in the yards and those like spring cleanup type of thing. But I got to imagine in the winter it's not very much of. anything.
No, in the winter, he did do a couple sidewalks, shovel sidewalks.
Sure.
That's unless he's seen blight. Yeah, the winter wasn't real busy, I don't believe.
I was in the other day and she showed me both of the reports that she had generated, and yes, the quarter one of this year, Carrie showed me the reports. Quarter one of this year was pretty light. Quarter two did look heavier, which, you know, that's ending here soon, so I'm assuming we would get
Yeah,
that.
the first quarter blight update she sent me, it basically said, January, nothing new has come to me. Tom and I have gone back and forth on a few emails discussing previous month's blight letters, which I don't know what those
What
were.
those are, yeah.
February was just 35114 Boardman. Previous month follow-up. There's major progress on blight cleanup. It spoke with city attorney to be dismissed. And 81915 Main, ongoing issues with this property, both tenants and landlord.
I mean, he should technically, because I think that sort of should fall under nuisance a little bit, right? You know, in a way.
New court
I
date
think
for
so.
March 3rd, so, and
He
then
should
in
be
March,
reporting to her.
second letter, B-Fit cracked window, I know that was taken care of. Like,
Yeah, I think that I agree with Jason. I think like nuisance should get like a monthly report.
exactly.
Like, and then nuisance should be able to
And then
bring
if
it
they
to
don't think something's
council.
going around, they have a meeting, say, hey, we have to have a meeting and
Yeah.
see what's going on here.
I think this is a committee.
Yeah, because I mean, I walk around town, we all drive around town, we're all over town. And there's things I'm seeing and I'm like, I have no idea if they've even gotten a letter or not,
Right.
you know?
Would it be
In
possible?
every
to
letter
have-
he sends, Donna should at least have like or there should be a
Should get a
copy
He
somewhere
don't
that
send the
goes-
letters, we
He
do.
doesn't
You
send
have
the
them.
letters.
We send the letters,
Oh, okay.
and we keep a copy, and we got a file.
Yeah.
Okay, so we could come in anytime and be like, hey, can I look at those files?
Yes.
Okay.
Could we keep an online spreadsheet or something? A Google
Well, that's
Drive?
what I wanted. I wanted just a spreadsheet, like, these are the notices that went out, these complied, so those are good, these are outstanding, like, what's the next step for that? That's
I don't
it.
think you want that online.
No, not online.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't,
Well, not-
yeah, I think there's
It'd be totally
some
internal.
privacy concerns
Yeah,
about that.
Yeah, not forward facing, but it would be nice to be able to check it.
Well, it should be accessible to
yes.
the nuisance committee, and then they can be like, okay, what's going on here? Let's have a meeting, see what's happening, call him in,
Mm-hmm.
and then say, okay, and then report to council.
Do we
and
have,
can
do
take
we have
action.
like, is what is the ordinance that covers this?
Blight?
I will say the grass thing in there is very vague.
There's,
It's just says that they cut it regularly.
I
Doesn't
thought-
say-
I
No,
thought
no,
we
no,
put
it
six
has-
inches.
it has-
Six
Yeah, we
inches.
switched
Inches,
it.
you get a notice.
To 6 inches.
We put 6 inches on
That
it.
was-
Wasn't that in the
amended
commercial
recently.
section?
No, when we discussed it, like where we were gonna land on it.
To me, it's
we said-
153.
At first, somebody said 8, and then we're like, yeah, by the time they get a letter at 8,
Yeah, 'cause they get-
by the time they get a letter and do something
Right.
about it, when it's 8, it's 12.
Previously,
So
it
we
was
put it at
12.
6,
It
so
was
that by the
12,
time
yeah.
they get a letter, it'll maybe be 8, and not, 12, 15 inches.
Yeah, 6 was a good number, I think.
Because then you get your letter, you got a week to mow it, and it's done, and it's not a foot long.
Yeah, there's a whole bunch.
I think my neighbor, her lawn looks beautiful, but I swear she sets her deck height at like 6 inches.
5.99.
It's real high. But it looks good.
Yeah.
She has D&E come out and that's, like, they don't mow for her, but they, Mrs. Todd, her lawn looks great.
Yeah.
It's just long, but it's like intentional, so it still looks good.
Yeah. Yeah, we've got junk, the storage or accumulation of junk, trash, rubbish, inoperable machine. I know he hits on that kind of stuff.
what about the storefronts with the broken windows?
That is,
They're
he
com-
said that's more of a health thing, it's not really, he can't put that under blight. But he did send, cause B Fitz was cracked all the
Yeah,
way
he did
across,
send
and they
that.
actually caught us.
Yeah, and Sage Creek got cited for that, for upstairs, back when it was Sherry Gavin's place.
Mm.
So,
Well,
She got it for upstairs windows.
He did send, I think Hot and Nina, cause they owned it once, saying like for health reasons, and I believe they finally got it.
yeah, they got it, they had
Yeah.
ordered a sign, so they were waiting on the sign,
Yeah.
which is,
But that's not, he said the cracked window is really not blight, it's more of a,
I've seen blight for even just crappy, mini
well, it says the
blinds.
exteriors of all commercial buildings shall be maintained so as to present a neat and orderly appearance. Windows shall be glazed, painted, surfaces kept properly and painted, and all other appropriate measures.
Isn't commercial under the direction of the police department?
Yeah,
Not blight,
yep,
if I'm not mistaken.
yep. Commercial is
Right.
supposed to be.
I don't know.
I'm pretty sure it's.
I thought blight was under police too, and then they gave it to this guy. 'Cause they
That's
had a meet-
because,
they had a
our
meeting with Bob.
ordinance said that it was,
It
his
didn't-
job was commercial.
Yeah, it didn't specifically
That's-
state.
Oh, he was up there.
Or
any,
somebody
or
designated.
designated, and maybe it won't be
Right.
designated.
He didn't wanna
Enforcement,
do
the
it.
chief of police or his or her designee shall enforce this subchapter and shall periodically inspect the city for causes of blight or blighting factors within the city.
And when we hired a blight inspector, that was the designee.
Right.
The owner and
Nobody
the-
else wanted to do it.
That he
That were
became the
mentioned in our
designee.
code.
Well, we gotta get away from nobody wants to do it, so we're not,
Well,
so,
we hired a guy to do it, he's just gotta do
Well, the options were the police chief or the fire department chief was eligible and maybe one other entity, the way our code was written, and nobody wanted any part of it because we talked about it quite extensively. So that was our remedy, to hire a blight officer.
it. Mhm.
I don't think the issue is that we have a blight officer, I just think we don't really know what.
we don't
is
really
going
have
on.
oversight over it.
Yeah.
Mhm.
We don't have,
I think that's
we
the
aren't
thing.
getting updates, so.
I think a monthly report is not too much to ask.
I
Well,
don't think it is either.
as the chairman of the nuisance, I can come in on the first of every month and have it put on the agenda every month. And if she has something for me, I'd like any letters sent and any follow-ups. And then I'll come in the first business day of the month, and then be the next day with the council.
And if you wanted, yeah, because then you have
If
that,
I have something to say, yeah, 'cause you do committee reports,
yep, and it would be a committee report.
Okay.
'cause I would like to know too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we've got, let's just like, we need to know what's actually happening so that we can evaluate it effectively, if it is being effective or not, or.
6 inches. Weed control, 92.20 weed growth prohibited, and it says any growth. So, no person occupying a residence or no person owning any unoccupied, that's for unoccupied, but occupied actually reverts back to this one anyway, and it says, nor any growth of grass or any rank vegetation to a greater height than 6 inches on average, nor any accumulation of dead weeds, grass, brush, blah, 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 blah.
Okay, that makes me feel better, because when I looked at the blight section, I was like,
Yeah, it
it
falls
just says
under
cut-
weed
it's
control
under
and a
weed
weed
control.
growth prohibited,
Chapter
but they
92.
consider
92.
grass as the weed.
Because we shortened it not too long ago, we amended it.
yeah, because like I said, I read the
2023.
blight, and it just says cut regularly, and I was like, that's vague. 92.
I knew we did it, but sometimes, there's been a few times it takes a while for American Legal Publishing to actually get it on here, no matter how quick Donna reports it to them. Because how often when we did the golf cart thing, it took a while before they got the accurate
Yeah,
one.
now they're faster, I think, somewhat.
Are they
I believe
getting
they
better?
try to get it on within 2 weeks after I give
That's
it,
cool.
but the papers for your books are once a year.
Mhm.
But they try to update the website.
Yeah, I found it
As
pretty
fast as they
accurate there
can.
online, too,
Yeah.
what we have there.
Well, I know the book only gets whenever we update them like that.
When do we update that?
They'll get to me when the end of the year comes, like probably July, and ask me if they want all the paperwork for the books, and I say, yeah, and I pass them out.
Okay,
Mine probably needs some
okay,
updating.
so you got that,
Mine probably needs some updating.
What for the
Because I always use the
nuisance?
website.
okay,
What day of the week
You
does,
want that book.
Carrie,
Carrie work?
Monday, Tuesday, and
So
Wednesday.
Mondays and Tuesdays.
But she don't start right, she starts at usually 8:30, and
Oh, that's fine.
Wednesday she comes in a little bit later.
Yeah, okay.
She's not here a full day either.
Okay.
okay, moving on, rental inspections.
So we gave them, what, 6 months? And that was because they all said, we were blindsided by this, blah, blah, blah.
Did
Okay,
they,
it's 6
was
months.
there ever a meeting?
But doesn't think we needed a meeting, we basically just told them,
They were all
now
gonna
you
get
know.
together.
And in 6 months, we're gonna start doing this. Because I think their biggest thing was, hey, what's this all about? But I know that some of them wanted to have a meeting with us to say
Well,
things, but
that's, you know, the biggest problem they had is they didn't get included in the letter, they didn't get anything to say what was gonna be inspected, it was just very vague.
so we need that.
So we need
letter.
that,
But Mel
and,
has it.
and the rollout plan was not listed, like somebody hand wrote on the bottom of the letter, call by this date.
Mhm.
No, so if they get inspected, like, we need to have it outlined, you know. This is going into effect, you need to be inspected by this date, that your inspection will be good for however many
Wasn't it 2
years. But that wasn't outlined to them.
Right.
That's
And
what
you
the
got
problem
one,
was.
so you know what it looked
I got
like.
one,
Yeah,
yes.
you know what it
And I
looked
mean,
like
I
on
don't
that
have a
end.
problem with it because I don't have a problem with my house, but, you know, and it wasn't clear on who actually got the letters, you know, which I find it hard to believe that Kreiderman said he didn't get one.
And you got one with a single one rental.
Yeah.
Apartment building.
So, but that's the whole thing, is like yes, we have the ordinance, but we can't just do an ordinance and say, everybody's gotta comply.
But
you
wait,
know?
ordinances do go in the paper.
I know, I get that, but like,
Legally, we can, but we shouldn't.
Yes, because that is their notice when it's in the paper, basically.
and that's fine, but I think we just, what we sent out to the residents was not,
Self-explanatory.
all encompassing of the whole,
Right.
this is why we're doing this is how it's gonna work, and,
Yeah,
you
so we need a
know. Cause
reason.
I mean, even if you have multiple properties, I do not think $100 every 2 years is gonna break you, is going to really, you know what I mean? And we're doing it for the safety of our residents.
Mhm.
Right.
That's the bottom line.
Yeah, I don't, no issue with it. I really don't, except for, like you said, just that letter needs to be redrafted. A punch list for them to say, here's what they're gonna, you know, here's fair warning, here's what they're gonna be looking
I
at.
thought there was a punch list, wasn't
But
there?
It didn't go out.
It didn't go out.
It didn't go out
Got
to
it.
them.
I know Mel does have a list.
Yeah,
So that
Like an
should go out
inspection
with
list.
the letter, and then basically the effective date, now that we set a new date and gave them their 6 months, here's
But
this.
see, now Mel has a problem with that, cause now we have a problem, cause Mel's not here.
Well, I'm just saying that's when,
So-
even if we start next spring,
Yeah.
it's at least, we gave them their time, so they don't be like, we were shocked by this. And so now they all know.
So we can't wait until next March to send something out,
Mhm.
we need to,
So we need to redraft the letter,
It should be
include
like
the
packet.
ordinance, so they see the ordinance there.
You can
So-
include an application too.
You can include
Or let
that.
them know you can pick up a packet.
You can make it a
Yeah, that way you're
PDF
not
on the
mailing a
website.
bunch of stuff, maybe
Yeah.
just say, hey, property owner, stop by City Hall. By request, we'll mail you a packet, but you can stop by City Hall, cause some property owners don't live in town, so you can't, you know, so
Or-
some may need to be mailed.
PDF online.
Yeah, or you could send it as a
Print it on-
PDF online, which would save us some mail and printing and stuff, but yeah, they could come here or request a PDF copy. They should still get a letter, but they don't need like all of it, you know, just the letter could say resources available at City Hall or by request, mail or email.
I think one of the other, if I remember correctly, one of their biggest complaints, and justifiably, who has, like, what is a rental property in the city? How do we keep track of what is a rental property and not a rental property? Because if you don't know that I own a rental property, what is forcing me to do that?
Well,
Other than, you
You're
know,
right, you're
Good
right.
Samaritan
No, I
and
get you.
and all
no,
of
so
those things, I'm not
so
saying
I
that,
asked
but
how we determined who got the letters.
Yeah.
Now, I got a letter because,
people know.
non-homestead.
no,
And
not
the
because
taxes.
people know, because I own the house,
Uh-huh.
somebody else pays the electric, that shows that that's a rental property.
Right. And also it's non-homestead. You
It's
have a
not
homestead and one's
right, I
not.
have a homestead.
That's a
So there
big
was a
red flag
couple
right
different
there, is a
avenues that,
non-homestead.
that they looked at
Yeah.
to determine. Now,
So
are
there's-
they gonna probably maybe miss some that are,
Well, I don't know how you would ever get 100%.
yeah, there's no way to get 100%.
Right.
And,
No, but I'll tell you, you don't really have to because the other ones are at each other out.
Yeah.
yeah, they are
That's
right.
basically
I-
how
I'm
that
sure.
works.
Now they will.
Oh,
I'm
did they
sure.
get one?
Now
Did
they
they get one? Oh, yeah, they did.
I haven't provided me a list of all
Judy's gonna
apartment
rat 'em
buildings
out.
yet.
We have,
Well, apartment buildings are easy, but the people who have like,
I'm
oh,
just saying, there is
split
some
level and I
information
live
out there on
downstairs,
city
and
records.
rent out the upstairs.
Well, you're always gonna get somebody that's just renting a room. I mean, there's no way to know that, you know what I mean?
Well, I don't
It's
think
not-
that
Really, they live
there
applies
anyway, I think
to.
a lot.
It's, no,
Well, it's the people live there too.
Yeah,
though.
it has to be
That's-
like a living situation,
Right.
not like an
Yeah,
Airbnb
just,
or
right.
temporary rental or
Well,
anything like that.
So a lot of rules are different. If you say if it's 4 units or less, a lot of rules like with HUD end up being different. If, say you have a 4 unit, but the owner lives in 1 unit, a lot of those HUD rules don't apply to the other 3.
Yeah.
Just because, you know, their owner's living there too. I don't think our ordinance puts that in there, but that sometimes 4 units or less is looked at differently when the owner lives there. Like a duplex, I own a duplex and rent out the other one and that pays my mortgage, I live for free.
I wasn't at the meeting in which this was discussed fully, but I do remember there was comments from a citizen at the meeting prior, and they discussed that they were unhappy with the $100 regardless of how many units they had. Was that something we were gonna give more contemplation to? I don't,
You're saying a reduction if they have more than one?
If they have, yeah.
Because if I'm not mistaken, it's written by property, right? So are they
No,
paying?
it's by unit, dude.
By unit?
By unit.
By unit. So if you
They
look
gotta
at
check
the
the
old
same thing in
schoolhouse,
every unit they go in.
Yeah, that would be my thinking.
But the
You're gonna
thing is
inspect the same things.
here's what my.
I can see a
take on this.
discount structure, but.
Yeah.
I could see some sort of discount structure, because here, you take it like this, so whoever's inspecting, if Mel or whoever in the future, they're going into the old schoolhouse. They're going to, how many are there? There's 100 there or something, whatever. I don't know how many apartments are there, there's a lot though. And they're paying what, $100 each?
Yeah.
I can tell you to inspect each individual unit is probably gonna take about 15 minutes. You know what I mean? It's $100 for 15 minutes, is pretty steep. You know, cause all they're gonna do is walk in and they're gonna say, okay, let me look at your breaker box if you have one, let me look at your smoke alarms if you have one, trip hazards. They're looking for the safety type stuff when it's in the unit. That's a real quick thing, and for $100, it's going to bed if somebody's got, if they're just these unit apartments.
But
You're also making it
As
safe
opposed
if
to
you
a whole
find
house.
I think it's important though that we have a check and balance on Mel. I think he needs to have a checklist that he does as he's walking through the house and signs it
Yep.
and
I
turns
agree.
it in.
Totally
You
agree.
passed.
100% agree with that.
We absolutely have to,
Instead of just Mel being like,
yeah,
yeah, I
instead of
looked
him
at them,
walking
they're
through
all
and saying,
good.
I would think
Submitted a
Mel would have a
checklist. Yeah, it looks
checklist.
good.
Yeah, I think Mel gave us a checklist.
yes,
Yeah, I
but
think
he
Mel has
needs to
fill it out.
check off his
yeah.
own checklist, and
No,
so he
he
does
would
it.
do
I
that.
assume
That's
he
who's
would do
supposed,
it.
that's who's
I
It's
supposed
like
would
a- it's,
assume so too, but
So he's got one.
It's like a VA appraisal. So
He has one.
VA, your VA loans, you know, there's an appraisal when you go to a house, and basically it's not just an appraisal, it's an appraisal and that appraiser is certified to do these inspections. They're looking for similar things. Trip hazards, smoke alarms, things like that. And they have to sign a form that certifies that they actually looked at this, and it gets sent to the VA to go, okay, this passes for that loan to even move
Yeah.
forward.
Well,
We need
also
something
need that.
similar
I
to
would think as
that.
the homeowner, I would want, as the owner of the property, like, Tammy, I'm sure you want something that says,
Yeah,
Yeah.
for insurance purposes at the very
Anything,
least.
yeah.
sure.
I would think that would just be the responsible.
That
the
paper
other thing
costs you
too,
$100.
I do think a discounted rate for additional units, like, I don't think, I mean, if somebody has 100, say they have 10, like, they're paying $1,000, like, it's kind of a lot.
And I mean,
Every 2 years.
15 per apartment,
Yeah,
15
like-
minutes per unit to
I
check a
mean, maybe a
multiple house.
discounted rate for, so you could create a number tier, like 1 to 2 is $100, 2 to 10 is, you know, $50 per whatever.
Were you the one that found this ordinance?
Yeah.
K-Pen?
Yeah, K-Pay.
Did they have do you know if they had a graduated thing for larger units?
I don't
Nope.
think they did.
No.
They
They
didn't.
definitely did not.
There are some bigger cities have graduated
Yeah, I
or
think-
have discounted rates.
I think
per
Port Huron's
unit.
is like
I
that.
think so too.
And they are one of the strictest places to rent.
Which is crazy because
Yeah.
they have some buildings that are not
Yeah.
great.
No, yeah.
Where,
Um,
where?
But they're-
Port Huron.
Port Huron's the
Um,
city is strict, and then they have like
So who?
landlord association.
And this is gonna go back to DPW for review, right? Like for the fee schedule, the implementation and rollout, drafting communications.
Was it DPW?
It was. Public Works, right? Mel is
I thought it was advisory
I
actually.
thought it was
When we did it.
To be
I
honest,
thought it was DPW. Wasn't it DPW?
I think it was because it
Well, I
because
took
it was.
what Eric brought, and I remember working through it and bringing a couple different drafts, and everybody looked at it, so I don't know if anybody.
I mean, it can go to
assumed
advisory, I
absolute
don't-
responsibility
I don't-
who's gonna do it, but we
It's gotta
did
go to
discuss rollout and anniversary dates and all, it's all been done before, so.
Yeah, we're
Not saying it
gonna,
can't change, but, kinda went through that pretty fine comb.
yeah, I think just updating that and coming up with a rollout plan and implementation and communications, we can do that. Send it to advisory.
Advisory?
Advisory now?
Sure.
Okay. Well, you will let Mel know, right?
Yeah, I'll talk to her. Yeah.
Website.
Well, we
It'd
can.
be like, copy
I think
There's the
just like, yeah, it looks just like that.
Okay. Website, agendas, minutes, budget, we're gonna get the
I think we figured that out,
budget on the website.
just a
Okay.
budget.
And then the minutes can go on there, if we have 2 meetings, the
could
minutes
go
can
on
get on
there,
there
yeah.
faster,
Yeah, yeah.
because we'll approve them as they go along,
Oh, that's a bonus.
yeah. Community involvement,
Oh, yeah, well, both of us, we both had something to say on it. And I was just saying for the Memphis Days that this, last year, the city wanted to have a dunk tank, but the fire department beat them to it. And I was just wondering if they were thinking about doing anything this year.
Yeah, I thought it would be nice to do something, from council, to do something specifically for Duck Days, I think it'd be nice to get our, more participation from residents, get them more comfortable with talking to us, about issues.
Donna had a great idea,
Yeah, he's talking about it.
Oh.
Talking about it.
you got in his ear.
And
I got him first.
she mentioned that we could sit outside, pass out waters, and just be available for a time block to talk to anyone that's walking by, has any sort of issues. Carrie also had a really good idea where if we were interested, that they could pie us in the face, which I thought was really hilarious.
Is that the dunk tank?
Not a dunk tank, just take a
Pick a council member.
pie a council member.
Pia Council.
Would you just come up and hit you in the
This
face
ain't-
with a pipe?
This ain't
No,
Cub Scouts,
you're in behind
man.
I thought it was so
Oh.
funny. I don't know. I mean, I think people would love to take out some frustration on.
Well, that's the concern.
So just because the fire department has the dunk tank doesn't mean that the council can't sit in the dunk tank.
It's
Oh,
true.
that's
It's a
true.
great point.
Are they
Okay, dunk
doing a
tank's one
dunk
thing,
tank?
pie in the face, a whole
Do
nother.
they have?
They asked last year,
Yeah,
and I don't
last
remember
year.
who said it, if any council members sat in there.
I don't
No.
remember even being asked.
Mostly a fire
Yeah, they did ask.
I don't, no, not,
They
they
did?
didn't have one
Yes,
last
they
year.
did.
Yeah, they did. They
There's
did.
a fire
Yeah,
department
they
shed
did.
in there.
And I said no.
They asked you specifically?
They
put it out
they
there.
put it out in a letter or something if anyone
Yeah.
wants to. I
It was
remember
just
it,
Facebook.
and nobody did.
Yeah, I
I
think
was
the
sad.
chamber sent the letter to council asking if,
That was the year before,
was it?
when we had, I don't think they have a dunk tank with that new, because they had the new company. The first year we had that other guy and we had the dunk tank. That was 2 years ago, cause I wasn't mayor then.
I'll have an answer for you in a minute.
I mean, regardless.
Yeah, but,
And it doesn't even have to be specific to Memphis Days or the silliness of it. I think that we should look for opportunities to be more involved in the community, or get the community
Well,
more involved in
one
with
thing
us.
I talked to,
Let's
I
just do it
talked
at the
to,
doghouse.
I talked to Robbie about last year is maybe just having like, what did we call it? We called it something on our porch or something.
Oh.
And we could have, just,
Like they
Over your
used to
house?
have at the
Like
restaurant.
a little sip and chat?
Yeah.
yeah, like, we can invite,
That's a good place for it.
a couple council members each, each month. And people can come and, maybe we can invite the police chief or the fire chief or, and just like get us in front of the people.
Yeah, I think there's definitely an opportunity to be more ingrained in the community.
Yeah.
And be more public. I think it's important.
It is important.
Because I know, like, every time I stop in, Donna's telling us about how people watch the meetings and things like that. But I can tell you, this will be my 4th year, no one has ever come up to me and said, I know you from council.
Right.
Right.
Like, and I think that's
Yeah.
kind of crazy, right?
Well,
Like,
just by me being in the parades, like people,
Right.
The dog
I think
mayor.
most people just
the
know.
dog mayor, right? That's
The
these two
dog
kids started
mayor.
calling me the dog mayor.
I like that.
The dog mayor.
That's pretty cool.
And then they
Like,
stood at attention. And
people-
I'm like,
Oh.
okay. Yeah, they were.
That's a sick nickname, actually, the dog
The
mayor.
dog
I'm pretty
mayor.
jealous.
Yeah.
You can run in November?
The cat mayor.
Not the same
No,
as
it
the
isn't the
other.
same, no.
Same.
I think too, it'd be cool that anybody who's running for election can also be out there.
I do think
And they
that's,
could
I
talk
agree with that.
to them
I think
about,
that's important.
You know, anyone who's running, you
Yeah.
know, in front of City Hall, and
Well,
all
yeah,
we
the
need is a
newspaper
table and
used to
water,
call you, but,
basically, except pass out
They
water.
called me when I first.
yeah, that was the voice.
Yeah, oh yeah, that's.
Yeah,
a good
they're,
point.
So I don't know if the new newspaper's gonna be doing that.
yeah, I don't know.
Well, all we gotta do is call them and say.
Yeah.
Well, they usually call you. They're doing,
Well, we could
They're
call
the
it.
Could be
news.
proactive.
Yeah.
You don't just sit around and wait, they
But it'd be
didn't
nice
call
for them
us,
to
so
come and
we
ask
didn't
their
get
questions
anything out
if
there,
they
you know,
have
we
any.
can be
I mean,
proactive.
we could even
and
set
call
up a
them and
session
say,
with
hey.
them, right?
yeah,
Like,
that's the
do
news's job.
15 or 20 minute
You call
interview
up candidates and
intervals.
say, what's your position?
Because we can't all be
Are
together,
you gonna call them and
right?
say, hey, will you run a story
In
for
like a
me,
meeting
a
type
candidate?
session.
I mean,
No, but we can call them as the city
But
and
we
say,
could
hey,
do,
can you
like,
get some
You
spotlights on our
know,
candidates?
they could come here for 2 hours and sit with,
That might
you
help.
know, whomever is gonna run for 30 minutes and then the next person for 30, you know what I mean? Talk to the candidates.
Damn.
I do think that would also help with some of the transitional period, just already being familiar with, you know, with the candidates and, you know, what's important to them. I think that, you know, because we were talking about it, when we got elected, you know, we had a meeting the next week. So like there was just a really quick transition between,
I was sworn in the next day.
Right.
Like,
Samesies.
Donna
Donna gave me this giant
Already?
book.
Yeah.
Good luck.
you
It's
know.
not like.
Yeah, it landed
It's not
weird
like the
fast.
presidential.
Yeah, I'm like,
election.
what happened in January?
Rush everything, yeah.
Yeah. Should it be January? Did we get a look at that? I feel like it should, actually.
Probably should have.
What?
When you
I don't
actually
know, that
take-
would be in the charter.
Yeah,
the
but
charter
not-
says like May, because that's when our elections are. In the charter.
Yeah, it is the first meeting after the
Yeah,
election.
that is
I
wild.
believe it's in the charter.
But
Yeah.
that way you don't have
Got
a
a
lame
couple
duck.
weeks.
There's no lame duck go, where
Yeah.
somebody's like, hey, I'm out.
Yeah.
It's like, you at least take that away.
Yeah.
Be like, huh, I got a couple months, I can just.
Is there? There's not really a committee specific to that, though, right? Community involvement, doing more outward-facing things.
I think
that's
that
all
would
up
just
to
be
you.
a concerted effort that we would
That
have
would
to
just
make.
be, if you guys wanna do something, do something. If you don't, you don't. There's no obligation for anybody to do anything.
Right, extra.
But if you got ideas and they sound fun, you might get people to want to do the things.
Well, when I was thinking about it, I thought, nobody wants to sit here all day Friday or all day Saturday outside,
You don't have to be here all day.
Same.
or even part of it, but I thought for the duck race, even go down there for a 2-hour period while they're there. And maybe just
Yeah.
big sign.
You know
and-
what?
And give out little ducks, little yellow ducks.
Go to music in the park.
Yeah.
There's,
Go
it's
to music.
Wednesday evening, there's a bunch of people there, they're all your neighbors, they're listening to music, it's very casual, it's a Parks and Rec event, it's, hey, how's it going? You know, I think, I don't know, the city puts it on, but I don't know if the city is sponsoring one this year, are they?
They don't do sponsors anymore.
Yeah, they do. They just
Well,
don't take money from them or something.
Huh?
If you wanna be a sponsor, what you do is just provide food.
No, they told me they weren't doing sponsors.
They do not do sponsors anymore.
No.
You know what? There's one.
Who's one?
As of what? Jason Parker sponsored one, at least he did it last year.
He does popcorn.
And I used to do pizza
Yeah,
and pop and
that's what they
chips.
said, they just do food.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I mean, you're not technically sponsoring.
Does that start this week or next?
But there's something that goes on,
20th.
literally, if you wanna get to see some people, it goes on every single week.
Every Wednesday,
Every
7:30.
every Wednesday, every week throughout the summer, do some community involvement. I mean, they're pretty much they're mostly all locals because people walk or ride their golf carts and stuff. It's not like you're getting a bunch of people from, they're all, and there's a good spot to run into people. Honestly, my first year I needed to get one of these signed, I got them all signed at Music in the Park. I got every single signature on that one day. And it could, so they're obviously all residents. They have an address in town.
Well, speaking of community involvement,
Car show.
no, the people, you know, I put out there, like, if anybody knows of anybody who needs yard work or whatever, I've got people willing to offer their services but nobody's giving me anybody who, I drove around town and the only two houses that are serious are next to the library.
Mhm.
So, does anybody, do you know them, Donna?
Amber knows the one pretty good.
Do you know who does contact them and talk to them? Because we usually.
Amber said the one that needs it will not take any help from anybody, and I said, I'm not talking about going inside.
No, we just wanna
Cleaning up
clean
the
up the yard.
outside.
We've got people that wanna clean up their yard.
Somebody cut
Like we
the
did for
first
Rick Hunter that
house.
one time, you know.
What?
fix up
Somebody
his
cut
whole
the
house.
first house already.
We cut it once, but now it's growing again.
Is
The
that-
second house
But the
is-
second house, that's up to my hips.
Yeah,
The
that-
After a
second
walk
house
yesterday, I'm like,
is the pink house, right?
Yes.
His name is Ron Gregory.
Yes.
Am I supposed to say that?
Too late.
Sorry, his name's Ron Gregory.
Too late.
Sorry.
It's on TV.
Cause I know
And he's
Nancy
elderly.
Thompson knows all of them because those people are people that we give food baskets to, you know,
Yeah.
they're on our list and Nancy does touch base with them and say, do you need a food basket this year? And, you know, so there's, I mean, she knows a lot about who's, at least financially, she's got a list, cause they give away, they get a lot of baskets go out and they're all right, most 90% of them are right in town.
Yeah, they're right close.
Can we have a discussion or get that list from Ms. Thompson?
we usually give her the list.
We do?
Yeah,
Yeah,
we
she'll-
do, and I'll tell her she could call the church, and she might call
Yeah,
the church.
I give her a list of people she kind of
So she
gets
keeps
the
it up.
list from everybody, but then she makes contact with them to
I
say,
gotcha.
hey, just so you know, there's gonna be, so that the food doesn't just get dropped
Dropped
off
off,
and sit
yeah.
there for a week before they look at the wrong
Well,
fork.
like, I'd like to go out tomorrow afternoon, if you're available.
Did you talk to, we went down by the pit and looked at them rocks.
Yeah,
The Stoops let us do that?
they said, yeah, have at it, cause
Does
they
it
said
doesn't
they.
look like a whole lot.
I didn't think so either. We wanted to, you know, edge out by the
The rock.
rocks, maybe get, you know, cut around all the welcome to Memphis signs. I'd like to, I know somebody, what was his name on planning?
Zambo, he says I talked to him like 2 weeks ago.
Okay.
He says, I plan on picking up where I left off, even though I don't live in town anymore.
Well,
So he
so
says he
like
had some personal
like
thing going.
Bell River, that very end, that needs it bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like there's I think if we get some of the edging done around town, that'll go a long way to making things look a little better.
Can we, I mean, if Mr. Zambo doesn't want to pick up where he left off, could he give us access to that,
Edger?
that edger?
I don't know if was he borrowing it?
He got it donated from outdoor equipment.
Yeah, but
So,
did
I
they
mean-
donate it to him or just donate it to him for use?
I think he got it donated for use. I don't know if it got
And
it,
it went back to them.
I don't know.
Oh, he did?
Yeah, but then
Good, ask him.
just call it Jimmy Safety. Pretty small thing for him. What is that?
Unless somebody, that's me.
Chair. I'm just sitting here trying to figure it out.
Throw that.
Sorry.
I checked my shoes.
That's why I keep going like this.
I
To see if it's you.
But I need a booster seat.
That's how it goes.
Yeah, that's as high as it goes.
Yeah. Somebody made these for tall people.
So, could somebody reach out
No, even standard.
to see if we can get an edger? Cause I mean, I have time this week and I'd like to get, and if these other people wanna help, and they might have, well, they might have one too.
Cause I helped Zambo do it, a part of the block that he was doing. It was actually really easy, cause he went ahead of me.
Yeah, if
Edged,
we have
and then
people,
I
it
went
would
through
be,
with a flat shovel and a blower
yeah,
and threw it in a wagon, and then Bart said that, hey, just leave all the scraps by a corner. If I see a scrap pile of stuff, I'll stop and pick it up.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it was not like you need big equipment and trucks.
What did you do at West Maple?
I did, actually Church Street in West Maple, yeah, that's where he started, but then things came up and he didn't go, but you know. It sure looked better after it was done.
yeah, it
Yeah.
does look better, but like I said, like I was walking and down the end of Bell River, that's really bad. I mean, it's,
Oh,
But
where the
this-
duplex is there?
yeah, it's really bad there.
With Mr. Trend and these guys, Mazers and it prompted the gas station to actually do theirs.
Hmm.
So they cut theirs in the front too.
Love that.
Every time I walk there, I hit your block and I'm like,
Well,
look at this.
I gotta
it's so
do
nice."
Foster's.
He wants to do Foster's.
His is
so-
bad
Yeah,
across
his is bad
where that
too,
empty field is.
Yeah, that sidewalk's really bad,
It's really
especially
bad.
the Benton
Yeah.
Street.
You gotta do it.
Valinsky's old house did theirs and I was appreciative of that. They did
I did
theirs.
Makes a
I
difference.
just did my curb
It
last
does,
year,
it
so I
makes
don't
a,
have
it makes a
sidewalk, so I
huge
just
difference, but
carved
we've
the
got a
curb.
couple other things like, and I don't know who, the bus garage, they don't, the school doesn't cut. I cut part of it, Cook, Robbie Lynch, they cut part behind the buses, but on the other side where, Proper Leaf is, Proper Leaf cuts half, and then the rest was like,
That's
it
the
did,
bank, I thought.
no, in between the buses and Proper Leaf,
Mm.
there's
Oh, that
there's
one.
just a little, it's not even this
Part of the
wide,
bus garage.
but
on-
when Proper Leaf cuts, they cut
Stop.
just half of it.
Yeah, it's whoever they pay to cut it.
And so,
It's,
but then in the
what's it
very
called?
back, there's a big pile, and I don't know what that is, dirt, and it's an eyesore. But
That's the
I
bus
don't,
garage?
no, I don't know if it's Proper Leaf or
Oh.
the bus garage, because it's kind of in between and under the tree, but it's a pile about this big, and it's just got, I don't know if it's a big pile of dirt or
I think
weeds
so.
or whatever.
Brant Coddington, I think, is who does their stuff, so.
And then they have all of
Yes,
the,
it does
then they
properly,
have
too.
all the,
He does properly.
for the parking, they have all the cement parking, where you park up to.
Mhm.
They have them all stacked up over there under that tree. So like little things like that are eyesores that, I'd like to see, something getting done with
Well, all
that
that
kind of
cement like that, wouldn't that be blight?
I was just gonna say, that would be
I-
right, cause
I
if
think
they're
you
a
don't have-
business, it has to be in the
For a lot
building.
of these things, you don't have to go straight towards blight enforcement. You
But
can
that's
just
what
stop
it
in
is.
and say.
Mention
No, you can
Yeah,
ask
yeah,
first,
just
Just
yeah.
walk in and go, hey,
We used to have to
spots out
call them
there,
all the time and ask
think
them
you
to
could
shovel
get rid
their
of them, throw 'em right in that
sidewalk.
dumpster that you
People
already
would
got
always
right
make
there.
complaints and they would.
Just to jump right to blight. I
But
mean,
that's what I'm saying, is
I
like
think
if
that's where
all
we
of
ran into the
us,
problem with hiring.
if all of us, like,
Yeah, talk to
you
somebody.
see something, inquire about
Yeah,
it.
I think the whole blight officer thing came about because nobody actually sent a letter to the guy across the street here.
No, that's another time.
That
to
was
say,
that was the whole
nobody
thing,
ever
that was a
approached
big,
him.
everybody was like, there's all this going on there, and everybody were talking about it at meetings, but actually, nobody ever got around to sending the
Oh,
guy
I
a letter.
forgot
And-
he had all that
Yeah,
stuff.
and then once the ordinance went into place, 3 days later, it was done, so he was like, you could've told me. You know?
Yeah, he was the easy button.
Yeah. He was like,
The
"You
ones
guys
that
could've told
blind,
me. We
when I
talked
was
about it for
doing
2
it,
months
it's
without
always the
talking
same
to him."
people. And they most of the time will clean it up, but then it just piles right back up.
Yeah, but there's some things that just become,
Well, that's what I wanna start tackling, like, what are our options to, like, that kind of stuff, like, what are our options, because, we live here, we
you know.
have businesses here, and we
Well, like, yeah,
work
it's,
here.
there's a lot
and-
of places like that. Like
Yeah.
behind the old city hall, it's as clean as it kinda can be, but it is just a bunch of dumpsters and stuff like that, That's just what it is, some places, where else do you put it? You gotta have a dumpster.
Well, they're all in the same spot, so that's as neat as
Well, can you build a fence around
It
it?
doesn't look good. That's what we're talking about.
Well, it's not like, we pick up all even if trash is around it, we pick it up and put
Right,
it
whose
there.
dumpsters are those over there? Like you have one?
I have one, Sage Creek has one,
Okay.
and the
The
city has one.
one, and then under the telephone pole, the drugstore
The
has one.
drugstore, yeah,
There's
that one.
4 in the alley.
Yeah, if that one got moved to where the other ones were, they'd all be in the same spot, but.
Yeah. And you guys all have different companies, or are they all the same company?
Our 3 are all Jeff's Rubbish.
They're all
Sage Creek,
mine?
Sage
Okay.
Creek, mine, and
Drugstore.
drugstore is all Jeff's
The
Rubbish.
cities is
The
the
cities
red one.
is, the cities, yeah,
Okay.
so.
And is that gonna, so that's not yours, that's
No, it's-
DPW, pretty much?
Yeah.
Yeah, they
That
go-
dumpster?
Yeah, they take our garbage.
Cause I was
and
gonna say,
dump
are
it
you
there.
guys gonna, Are
DPW
you
Fire
moving it?
Department.
No,
Here.
that's gonna stay there.
okay.
The library dumps over there too.
Yeah, it never gets filled up. I mean, that's,
Not the youth center.
you know,
This one's getting pretty full, I see.
yeah,
I was like, whoa, where'd it get out?
yeah.
There was a truck.
Somebody
there was a
was
pickup
asking
here the
about,
other day. We pulled up here, I was gonna look, and there was a pickup over there.
Well, somebody opened it up and left it open.
And there was a
on
red
the door.
pickup
I'm like,
there.
I went over and shut it. Somebody was asking about, mattress and box spring, can they throw that in there?
It didn't say that
It
on the
didn't say
list,
no,
yeah.
so.
But it's like, I assume no tires or hazardous.
No,
waste.
no,
It's
it
pretty
did
normal.
say
There's a
no
list.
tires.
What about
It did-
paint?
No.
They didn't say nothing about paint.
If
Well,
they
that's-
dry up,
Yeah, you have to
Yeah, I
dry
think
it.
you take the
Yeah.
lid off and
Maybe
let it
liquid.
dry up and then you can throw it in.
Put cat litter in it, they say it dries it.
That's what I do.
Yeah,
Actually, they sell stuff. You just pour it in
yeah,
there.
you just.
The
pour it in.
absorbent.
If
In like an
there's a
hour,
lot,
it'll
yeah.
dry right up and turn it to a solid.
Okay.
But they came and took a king size mattress out of my garbage. I called them and asked them if they would take it, and they said, "Yep, just put it out there."
Yeah, they've been really great. We dumped, or we put a Power Wheels out front, and they just, no issue, just throw it in there. They didn't even care. They've been
Another case
awesome.
with.
I have
dumpsters
had
and
no
stuff,
complaints about
They've
them.
been awesome.
None.
where the
It is
city
such a
doesn't follow
relief.
its own rules.
Did they
Supposed to
complain
be
about the
closed?
fact that somebody put tires in the
Dumpsters
city
and or
dumpster?
covered containers
I
shall
mean,
be
did they
kept
call and say-
enclosed on three
No, they
sides
used to
or
email me
screened on
something, I
three
didn't hear
sides.
nothing.
Okay, cause 2 weeks
Yeah.
ago,
You know
when
what I
I,
mean?
cause I,
And the other thing
I don't
is,
have a garbage
all parking
can,
lots are
I
supposed to
just
be dust
bring my
free.
garbage down and I throw
Well,
it
the
in that.
That's
dumpsters
just
are
okay.
supposed to be on a concrete
There was like
slab.
4 tires jammed down in there.
I think that's an
and I was like,
instance
that
of
is
where-
such
That's a
a
health
no-no.
department thing, right?
So I can't believe they
I thought
didn't
that was a
email
city
you.
Now, Bart
I
used
think
to
we need to
want,
work on our
I mean, we used to
consistency.
have
Yeah.
a lid that locked.
You know, because it's really hard to be like, hey, you're
And
not
then
following
brought-
our ordinances.
Yeah.
Them to her, and they
You know,
never
that's
did, and then
the thing,
everybody
we
started
wanna-
dumping in
we
there.
wanna-
A lot of people do.
Yeah, and
We
so
wanna
I don't know
make
why
sure
you don't
we're-
ask
It's
for.
usually
Put
never
up our own door.
Yeah.
for
Right,
everything.
exactly, you know.
And I know
If it
this
starts
is.
being a
I will
whole
have some
bullshit
people stop in
I
once
do
in a while,
think
they'll say, I
next year
have
we
this
should
to my, and
focus
I'll
on
say, go dump
snow
it.
removal.
Absolutely.
Like,
No, if I
it
know
becomes
he thinks that
unwalkable
somebody
in
did wrong
the,
up
in
there.
Yeah, I can't
I-
walk my dogs.
I
in
do
the
it
winter.
more
Yeah.
Well, there's people here who are
You have probably
You
one
know,
bad.
People are walking on.
they're
Huh?
disabled,
Right.
they
Just
do
one
not
way.
drive.
I do.
Not by choice,
Right.
not walking for fun. They're going to get
Usually one
something
week.
from Dollar General so they can eat that night.
Yeah.
and
And, you know,
I think it would be nice maybe to send out a letter and just be like, hey, if you are unable to clean your sidewalk, you know, let us know and we will.
we'll help, try hopefully, maybe figure something out.
Yeah, because like I
mean,
don't have a sidewalk.
can't
I'll
commit
shovel,
to it and say
I'll
we're gonna
shovel
start
some
doing
sidewalk,
everything.
you know, like.
Yeah,
But
but
you
you,
You're good.
but you can't just say Bart's gonna do it if you can't.
Thank you, Eric.
You're welcome.